Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to TPL Live. It's your boy Dobbs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Welcome to our Sixers versus Hornets watch party. I feel like we just did one, right? What's going on here? But today, I've got my man Justin joining. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at J_Persecity. What's going on, man?
What's up? By the way, Dobbs, you got it right for so long. It's Persecity. Come on, man. Come on. Get with the program here. But what's up, guys? How y'all doing? Ready for our next watch party with the Charlotte Hornets. I'm excited to see some good basketball today.
Yes, sir. Also joining us today is my man Jason, on scene at the game. Follow him on Twitter at JBlevinsNBA. What's going on, Jason?
Excited. I mean, is there anything better in the world than having to watch the Charlotte Hornets 2 times in 3 nights?
And they look pretty good.
Justin's looking forward to good basketball. I think
Okay, I should clarify that. Good basketball from the Sixers. How's that one?
Yep. Okay.
All right. And lastly, we got my man Austin, the host of the Feed to Embiid podcast with Brock Landis. Follow him on Twitter at NBA Krell. What's going on, Krell?
Not much. Just, living a dream. I feel nothing. I haven't felt anything in about 6 years. So one of these days I'll get feeling back in my life, and that'll be that.
All right, wow. Before we get started, though, take care of business. Please be sure to like. Please be sure to comment. Please be sure to subscribe. Last show, we crossed 3,000 subscribers. Just want to say thank you, everyone here, our regs, the noobs. Thank you. Please like, please subscribe. Please check out thepainalliance.com for everything that my man Jason puts out, NBA Krell puts out, consistent Sixers content. If you're watching this, check out thepainalliance.com. Jason, you just put an article out like just now. I just saw. What's that about?
Just a little recap of Saturday night with a little nugget about Tobias Harris, who was just named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. So Tobias, good for him. I think he's a big beneficiary of, and I talked about this. Actually, it hasn't gone live on the radio yet, but I think he's a big beneficiary of the two-pronged gravity of Joel Embiid and Seth Curry and the outside shooters.
Uh-huh.
That combination of an inside force, it's almost sun and moon, yep, where you have the inside center of gravity with those spacers, are creating lanes for Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris to really do a lot more with the ball. And I think Tobias it's a combination of just comfort. He's shooting really well right now, but I just think he's got more space to operate. And good for him. First player of the week as a Sixer, 3rd overall. So, just a quick lead in for us, and I'll be updating it throughout the night.
All right, let's talk about Tobias Harris before we get into our expectations, predictions, player of the game predictions for this game against the Hornets. Let's talk a little bit about Tobias Harris, Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Since the opener, Tobias Harris is putting up over 20 points a game.
Sorry about that. Never mind, go ahead.
All right. He's got a true shooting percentage of .676, 15 of 27 from 3 since the opener. And I've just been blown away by his defense. Jason, you talked about Tobias Harris often. What's your take on Tobias Harris and being named Eastern Conference Player of the Week?
Yeah, like I said, he's not the first option on this team, and I think he's an indicator that things in the offense philosophically are working, where you're trying to create those 2 pressure points inside and outside. I think guys like him are just going to benefit from that. And Tobias is a professional player. I know that a lot of people obsess about the amount of money that he makes, but like, if you were to say, all right, who's like the prototypical good NBA player. It's a Tobias Harris level player. And when you have stars that are playing in very defined roles, it's guys like him that the world opens up for. Superstars can just thrive regardless of fit sometimes. But it's that level below that second tier, where fit matters. And I just think he fits with this team.
What about you, Austin? What's your take on Tobias?
I think it's both an indictment on Brett Brown, and it's a testament to how how good of a coach Doc Rivers is. I mean, I really think it's obviously Tobias puts in the work, and he's a good player, and he's underrated because his contract is ridiculous. But he's always been there. He's always been the guy that he's shown he can be this guy. It's about getting under the right system, under the right coaching staff, and I think Doc said today that it's really an effect of the team, because the team is the one that executes, and he makes them look better, they make him look better. But really, I mean, he looked lost last year, and then now we're almost 7 games and 6 games into this season, and he just got named Player of the Week. He looks like a different man. So yeah.
Yeah, you talk about a guy that has increased his 3-point volume from 5.2 attempts per 36 last year to 5.8 so far this year, 48.4% from three this season. He's definitely more decisive with the ball. He's getting the ball out quicker, shooting, passing, you name it. Just been overall blown away by Tobias Harris. Justin, talk a little bit about Tobias Harris so far this season, man.
I mean, Tobias Harris hasn't even only been impressive on the offensive end. He's also been impressive on the defensive end as well. And I don't think that's a thing anybody has expected coming into the season. I mean, right now he is ranked, I believe he is ranked 3rd in the league in defensive rating. And that's out of everybody. So let's just think about that for a second. He's ranked above Joel and Danny Green on this team, and Shake Milton, who we've all seen playing pretty good defense at the beginning of this year. So it's I think that's one thing people aren't talking about enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's get into expectations for tonight's game. Jason, lead us off. What do you want to see tonight from the Sixers?
So Charlotte in the second half, Saturday night, really just tried to create as much chaos as possible, and I think the Sixers fell into that trap a bit. So Charlotte, I expect them to try to apply full court pressure, try to make the Sixers overpass, try to speed up the pace of the game to keep Embiid's touches as low as possible. And really, I think that first half is going to show you, if the Hornets can apply that much pressure, sustain it without fouling, and not die at the end of the game, it could be a really sloppy night. What the Sixers want to do is play the way that they played in the first half, which was get it into Embiid and then basically let him pump fake, pass out of that double team, and they got any shot they want. So, it's I would look at turnovers in that first half as a key stat. What's amazing is that they were able to maintain a lead, never dropped the lead. I don't think that it ever got below 10, despite turning the ball over 16 times in the second half. That's craziness. And I asked Doc Rivers earlier, was that, and I asked Ben Saturday night, was that the pressure from Charlotte or just the team playing sloppy? They both said it was a combination. But Doc said they got away with it, but most nights you're not going to get away with that. So don't expect this team to run out. If they play that loose and that fast and frenetic, and the refs swallow the whistle, then, it could be a really ugly game.
I'd like to see the defense improve a little bit tonight versus the Hornets. Just piggybacking off of what Justin said, 3 Sixers are in that top 10 rating of top defensive rating players in the NBA. Danny Green is 11th. Even Shake Milton is 19th. You saw last game Saturday night. PJ Washington, Devontae Graham, those guys were cooking in the pick and roll in that second half. I'd like to see a little more pressure on defense, even though that offense, that was clicking, baby. What about you, Austin? What do you want to see tonight?
Just take care of the basketball. I mean, honestly, this Hornets team, I think they're young and they play hard. And when that happens, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous combination for teams that are rebuilding, that are supposed to be very good, because they just keep swinging at you. They never go away. And this team's athletic. They can shoot it a little bit. But just take care of the basketball. You're a more talented team. They don't have anyone who is in the realm of being able to dominate or even like slow Embiid down in a little bit. So just play your game. Don't take your foot off the gas, and you can start 6-1. You can start 6-1 and start to really create some separation. I know it's early to say that, but separation in the East, and this is an opportunity to do that. And then you got DC we got the Wizards on Wednesday, and then you have a big one versus the Nets Thursday.
You know, one way to kill all the James Harden, Ben Simmons talk, to be the number one team in the NBA. That's a great way to do it, baby. What about you, Justin? What do you want to see tonight from the good guys? You're muted. You're muted, man.
Thank you. Oh, Krell, I don't want to hear it. I want to see just cleaner basketball. I want to see them winning convincingly without the 20-some turnovers like we did have last game. I think that's obvious, but I think that's the key thing here is to be a good team in this league. You don't only you need to be able to play clean basketball against the bad teams or against the decent teams, and I think that's what we need them to. I think that's what we need to see from them tonight.
All right, let's go into player of the game predictions. Jason, lead us off. Who's your player of the game tonight?
I think Ben Simmons is key tonight. I think Saturday night I predicted Joel because I didn't think they had an answer, but I think the answer is full court pressure and trapping. And Ben's going to be the guy that has to solve that, I think. So, to me, Ben Simmons.
Austin.
I think Tobias Harris. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Let's keep the hot streak going. I mean, the way that he was playing and has been playing, really, he's become an X factor. He's making shots from the outside. He's creating off the dribble. He's sort of loosening and unclogging the lane when he attacks the rim. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife guy on offense. And he's not great at any one particular thing, but he's really, really, really good and plays at a high level at a bunch of different ways. So let's keep that going and keep that keep that music coming.
Hey guys, can I break in real quick?
Yep.
So I just watched. Sorry if I'm not looking at the screen. I've been watching Daryl Morey and Peter Dinwiddie talking for the last 10 minutes or so. It didn't look like it was anything serious, just shooting the shit. But something to watch as you start to try to understand.
Reporters.
As you start to understand the structure of the front office, you start to wonder who's close to who, how do they communicate with each other. Daryl normally sits down below us with Elton Brand during the game. I don't see Elton out here, but Dinwiddie is a guy that we don't know much about. He was hired before Daryl Morey, actually. All right, team's coming out. Sorry.
Here we go.
So it's something.
It's
just one of those things. We're trying to learn as much as we can about a new regime, and it's important to understand who's the Alex Rucker of this team, who's the Ned Cohen of this team, who's doing what responsibilities and roles do the front office have, and what to expect. So, just something I figured I'd throw out.
Awesome. Player of the game, I'm going with my man Seth Curry. I went Tobias last Saturday night. I got the W. Tonight I'm going Seth Curry. This guy has been terrific. Lights out, 16 points a game. And the catch and shoot, just absolutely terrific. You look at the starters. In their 5 wins this season, shooting 40 of 72 from 3, 55.6%. I'm going to go in with the hot hand as well, Seth Curry, who was absolutely terrific last Saturday night. What about you, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, you stole my guy. Seth Curry is somebody that I've had a joy watching play throughout this season so far, and I think he's going to keep having big games for us, bigger than people thought he was going to have, and I think tonight's going to be a 20 bomb for him.
Love it. All right, let's get into score prediction. Jason, what's your score prediction?
I'm sorry.
What's your score prediction for tonight's game?
115-108.
Yeah. What about you, Austin?
Oh boy. 122 to 114.
Justin.
128 to 106.
They scored more points tonight. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
we had a lot of turnovers yesterday or 2 days ago.
Well said. Well said. Let's go 120 to 112 Sixers. Let's get into some comments here. God, thank you everyone here for commenting. Thanks for waiting. Trying to get Austin and Krell in as much as possible. Marquise says, "Damn, KD will miss the Sixers versus Nets matchup. That sucks, man. That was really kind of heartbroken to see that news. So I was really excited for Thursday night's game." Steven says he has a bad feeling on these back-to-back matchups. The same team, we may take the L. I thought Charlotte played really strong last Saturday night. I was actually really impressed, especially in that second half.
I think it's I wonder if they treat this, and none of us asked today, but if they treat this as a quasi sort of rehearsal for a playoff matchup. You know, do they dig into a game plan a little bit more versus trying to early in the season you're trying to find your own identity versus playing against the matchup. That's something I think that will be interesting to watch. If they do that, then I think the Sixers are much more experienced, both in the coaching staff and in the players. So they're better positioned to approach it that way than, a very young Charlotte Hornets team.
Yam says coming out hot tonight. He says Austin needs some uppers or something.
Whatever that means.
Mark says Tobias Harris has an all-around performance tonight. 24 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. First Sixer with that stat line since Charles Barkley. Oh, speaking of the last performance on Saturday night. Gotcha. Let's go to Marquise again. Congrats to Toby. We have unfinished business. We're still hungry. We're not satisfied. Yam says, sun and moon metaphorical analysis. Jason Blevins showing off his gravitational force with his ability to coin a phrase. There you go. There you go.
Just remember that one, because I'm gonna keep using that one. I just thought of it like a half hour ago, and it's gonna get a lot of work this year.
Big Shane Gillis, what's going on, man? He says it's lit. Let's go. Jason Swaggart, what's going on, man? What's going on, Jason? Thanks for joining. I would like to see Ben be more aggressive if Tobias has an off night or if Embiid is constantly doubled. He's due for a 20 to 25 point performance. Jason, what's your take on Ben Simmons needing to score the ball over 20 points?
He doesn't need to, especially not tonight. He just needs to keep them from going on tilt against the full court pressure and the trap. That's all. Everything else will come from that.
What about you, Austin?
I don't know what Jason said or what the question was. I'm writing, so I will just nod. And
Austin's clearly double billing right now. Clearly double billing.
What was the question?
Does Ben need to score more than 20 points?
No.
And what's your stance on that?
No, it's a complete arbitrary number that people need to throw out there, to make themselves feel better. There's no difference between 18 and 20 points. Like you shouldn't be. If you feel any better by that, then you're an idiot. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Now, if it's 10 points to 20 points, that's a bit different. But like if you're getting pissed that he can only score 17, 18, but not 20, you're congratulations. You're an idiot.
They're pulling the bell out to midcourt tonight, which they have
Jason,
not done yet.
Ringing the bell.
Who's ringing the bell?
Hey, if the Ricky can't ring the bell, I'm never going to ring the bell.
I don't know yet. Are you a Ricky guy now? Are you a robot?
I have never had a problem with the Ricky. I respect everything they do.
Big time.
I think they created a great culture. I think, look, not everybody has to like them, but they created an amazing culture through the darkest of times, and they kept the fan base engaged.
I like them too. I just think that their takes are very repetitive.
Well, I don't care about their take. I mean, look, everybody's got takes. Everybody's got a take.
I never had a bad take in my
life. Okay. All right. By the way, let me ask the Eagles fans out there right now.
Oh, God.
Would you trade
There's no man.
Zach Ertz for Jalen Ramsey?
A heartbeat.
Yeah, of course you do. And you do it last year too. Because anyone with half a brain knows that a lockdown corner is more important than any tight end ever in the history.
I don't even have half a brain. I just said what I was told.
By multiple people. The right side of history.
Always and forever.
Tori Thompson says, was it less stressful being a fan of the team during the process years? Sometimes I envy teams with no expectations. Did anyone here miss the days of the process?
I don't know. I had a lobotomy during the process. I don't remember anything.
See, we still dive into the process because we love the Blue Coats. We're constantly focused on the young players, the talent pipeline. That's our bread and butter. I want to bring you the next Shea Milton. I want to be able to tell you who you can see that's not getting playing time yet for the Sixers, but you can look forward to. So for me, the process years were exactly that, just on the NBA floor every night during NBA games. But it still continues. It just continues with scouting in college, with scouting in the G League, with covering those G League games. So it doesn't change.
It's the greatest. That's my passion. Injected all into my veins. Watching a guy develop, a fringe guy, get his chance and flourish. That is what I live for basketball. What about you, Justin?
It sounds like the story of Austin Krell.
From zero to hero, the story of Austin Krell. Justin, any take on that?
On the story of Austin Krell?
No one wants to hear about the story of Austin Krell. I'm just kidding, Austin.
On what?
On the process. You're a Blue Coats guy. Like, what's your?
I mean, if I'm honest with you, I was not too around like watching basketball when the process was here for the Sixers. I started watching the year that we drafted Markelle Fultz.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So you're a bandwagoner.
Nope. I grew up in a family that does not like basketball. So the year I went to college, a bunch of my college buddies got me into it because they were Sixers fans. So I started paying attention to it a lot. And I always loved sports. So I got super into basketball then. And 4 years later, here we are.
Well, but if you can't talk about Hollis Thompson, I don't know.
I do miss the days of going to a Sixers game and no one being there, and you have the whole parking lot to yourself. You could tailgate and have a great time. There's no crowd. There's no pressure.
No, I can't relate to that at all right now.
Yeah. Speaking to last year, totally different. I remember because we were going to those games all the time. Right on this with this guy right there, and I remember just seeing as they got better and better, all the cars started. You kind of measured their success with how many cars are in the parking lot during the pregame tailgate. So just an awesome.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell a quick story about that. The darkest day of this franchise, perhaps, was the night against San Antonio when Jerry Colangelo was hired, right? So Jerry Colangelo was hired to sort of take over for Sam Hinkie. Sam wasn't fired that night. He wound up quitting 4 months later. But that night, it just the I think it was a 50-point loss to San Antonio.
Worst
and they didn't have like Kawhi. They didn't have like
Tim Duncan. No Tim Duncan during his retirement.
Boban, I think, made his debut and scored like 16 points in the fourth quarter. The Sixers literally had no answer. Like Nerlens Noel had no answer for Boban, and it was the darkest day I think in the history of the franchise. So
my man Coyle right here, it was Dollar Dog Night, and he goes, the game was so brutal and so quiet. He goes and buys 20 hot dogs and just starts throwing them to people in the stands.
I remember that was the year they started like middle of the year because no one would come to games. They were like giving giveaways, and the giveaways were like TVs and like PlayStations. Like instead of going to Best Buy, you could go to a Sixers game and have a better chance of getting it.
Oh yeah, just awesome, man. That game was one of the worst games, and I think. Go ahead.
I think it's the low point, really, of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Can I touch on the fact that on how sad I am that the Blue Coats aren't playing?
Yeah.
I am so upset about that.
Yeah, here's I agree with you. There's the last two games. I've been watching this two-way guy on Charlotte. Absolutely give Malik Monk the work in pregame 3-on-3 games. And I'm just excited. I asked Jack Duffy, like, who's this guy that's like working Monk over? He said that's our two-way guy, and I just got excited because.
Is it what's the guy's name? College Harlem.
Let me look at my text.
Grant Riller?
No, not Grant Riller. It is.
By the way, if anybody doesn't know who Jack Duffy is, Jack Duffy's a beat writer for Charlotte, for the Charlotte Hornets. So
for us,
that's what we are talking about.
We own his content and his rights.
Nate Darling. Nate Darling is a guy I wish was playing in Delaware. He's a guy I would buy stock in because I watched him again today, 4-on-4. The dude's hitting like fading out baseline threes, moving sideways, hitting threes. Just you can't go under a screen on him. He looks pretty big. He's probably 6'4" or so. I don't know. That's a guy I buy stock on. And those are the kind of guys that we get excited about in Delaware when we get to get a glimpse of somebody that we actually think could translate. So
I like this question. Who's going to have the most three-pointers made between Ben Simmons and Tyrese Maxey at the end of the season? We saw
Tyrese Maxey.
Both have one, right? So
I'm going to say Maxey does, but I think it's going to be like 14-12.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I think this is an easy win for Tyrese Maxey on my end. What about you, Jason?
Yeah, I think it's easy Maxey. Yep.
Tyrese Maxey, and it's not close in my opinion.
Yep.
Mad Max. Nasty Nizzle's back. What's going on, Nasty Nizzle? Thanks for joining again. We're not going to talk about RTS anymore. Let's not do that. I love the rookie.
I listened to the hot sub yesterday. It was great.
Okay.
I'm sitting in front of I'm sitting behind one of their guys right now.
All right. Before tip off, Austin, where can we find you? Plug your stuff, man.
You can find me in the trash can for the rest of my content. Now, you can find me on Twitter at MBACrell. I always put my handle in my name bar here. You can find me there. You can also find me on opinionlines.com. I write all the time. Also I do have a podcast called The Feed to Embiid. Yeah.
Reports that Malik Monk is unhappy in Charlotte. Would you make a move for him? 22-year-old lottery pick. The Sixers. I mean, not with Shake and Tyrese Maxey. Like they've got a real core there on the second unit. Absolutely not. Anybody else?
It's an easy no for me. I've been watching him. He's in that like so deep in the bench in the doghouse that he's out here playing 4-on-4 a half hour before the game. Just like I said, the two-way guy was giving him the work. So to me, it's a no. He's not big enough to be a two guard. He's not a good defender, and he's not a point guard. So
Boston, that's very loud.
Sorry.
You know, you're not if you're going to be that small. You have to be a point guard. He's not a point guard. He has no vision. Doesn't defend. He needs a ton of shots to get hot. Doesn't play within himself. Doesn't play within a scheme. Thinks he's a star. He's 40% as good as he thinks he is. Those are guys I don't bet on. So not to be super rough on Malik Monk, but look, when you're a high usage guy, you're either a star or you got to figure out how to deal with a lot less shots. He's just not that guy. He's just not that guy.
I think with
he'll go for 28 tonight.
I can relate very much with what Dibe said. It's like when you already have guys on your team like Shake, Matisse, Tyrese Maxey, guys who have an upside who are on small deals. As of right now, it just doesn't make sense to trade for a guy like that when you already have guys that seem like they're gonna have better careers than he is anyway, defensively and offensively.
All right, let's go into expectations for Seth Curry. This guy is shooting 51.5% from three. How much can we expect? Like, you look at his offensive rating is bananas. It's through the roof. Is that guy going to fall down to earth a little bit, or is this what we can expect moving forward, Jason?
I honestly don't like. I think we could see maybe his shot percentages level out a little bit. Like it could move back down to like that 4.2, between like 4.2, 4.5 range. But with how open he's getting, it just, unless teams start defending him differently and start having a guy stick on him at all times, like I just don't think that's gonna happen. Like he's just too good of a percentage shooter that not to keep this up if he's getting the kind of looks he's getting. I mean, he's shooting over 60% on catching 2 threes right now. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Crazy. Oh, here we go.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the red marks were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red in their gay through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
Let's go Sixers, baby. Where's Ron Brooks at? Jason, put in a word. We want Ron. We want Ron Brooks.
You just did.
That wasn't Ron Brooks. All right, Jason, where can we find you on Twitter, man? Anything you want to plug?
Nothing I want to plug. Just thanks to everyone who comes on here and hangs out with us and comments. Tell your friends. We'll try to make it fun for you. We'll try to give you stuff that you'll get here that you won't get other places.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Even the national anthem right there, going down at the center. Sixers versus Hornets. We are getting ready for tip-off right now within the next few minutes. Any last final thoughts on this game? Nothing.
Honestly, no. I'm just excited.
Let's get
Tobias
that.
Harris ringing the bell.
Tobias Harris, ring that bell, baby. Let's go.
Your offensive player of the week.
Absolutely deserves it. Tobias Harris, man, just making everyone shut up, man. Making even Sixers fans, all Sixers fans, shut up right now. Austin, any other final thoughts before this game starts? You're muted, dude.
Let's see. Howie Roseman sucks. He should be arrested.
Oh my God! Please, amen, amen. I don't understand that. I don't want that. That just gets me angry. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Thunder Dude says, "Man, you guys are gonna hit 3.1K at the end of the stream. You just were at 3K. Yeah, we're very blessed right now. We're kind of riding this wave. For some people, for some reason, people like watching. Who knows? I don't get it. I don't. But that's just me. All right, so here we go. The Sixers are 5-1, the number one team in the NBA, taking on the Charlotte Hornets.
How does that feel to say that? The Sixers are the number one team in the NBA right now.
It is really insane. Marquise says Sixers 122-103. Seth Curry. Great minds think alike. I went with Seth Curry as well. Ben shoots. I see coming. That would be absolutely terrific. Sixers look to move to 6-1 on the season. I don't really know what else to say other than let's get this game started. We're on a 3-game win streak. Let's push that to 4. We've scored at least 100 points in 3 straight games. Kept the defense under 100 2 of those 3 games. So, man, it's been nice. You really talk about the efficiency on the Sixers, and that was really kind of the main takeaway from Saturday night. The Sixers' efficiency field goal percentage was the best on the season. They also had the highest offensive team rating on the season, 126.3. They really got to get that turnover percentage down. 19% turnover percentage. That's got to dip tonight. I would like to see that. What we got here? Overtime game by Tobias.
All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. Thanks everyone. Have a great stream, guys.
See you, Jason.
All right, that was Jason Blevins. Go follow him on Twitter at JBlevinsNBA. We're getting ready for tip-off here. Thankfully, when Jason leaves, it gets really loud down there.
Listen, I'm hoping soon enough the fans will be allowed in there, and so we can actually have fun with Jason.
I know, right? Marquise has a really good comment saying the media is going to poke holes on the Sixers now that KD's not playing. That's going to be the narrative, not just national media, but local media. KD didn't play. It doesn't mean anything. That's just the way it is. No, Coyle, we're not streaming the game. Come on, man. As Austin gets his spot ready for the start of tonight's game, we see this every single time. He's going to the TV.
And we still can't hear him.
He's
muted.
Mark says the turnover rate higher because he believes the fast pace the Sixers want to play. The pace was up. Where are we at with pace? Pace was 100.6 Saturday night versus the Hornets, which is a little bit down than their average, I'd say, in the 104, 105 range pace-wise. So it was a little bit down. They just got eaten up in that second half with turnovers. That we'd like to see those turnovers limited tonight. We've got Anthony Sims 30 says, "Sup, man? What's going on, dude? What's going on, dude? Let's go Sixers. Let's go Sixers. Tip-off is getting ready to get going here. Let's go. I love my man Austin's Painted Lines hoodie. This looks fresh. Looks fresh.
Austin's officially official over there.
I will say this: the material breaks a lot on the design. So maybe if we put together better like products, people would buy them. I'm just saying.
Man, burn.
And he says it on the stream.
I know.
Not good advertising.
Austin, where's your Chick-fil-A tonight? I don't understand. It's like live stream and Chick-fil-A. I love it. I love it.
He's currently hiding. You scared him.
Aw. Adorable. Absolutely adorable. All right, here we go. Game's on. Embiid misses a 3. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Later, dude.
Bye, Austin.
All right,
Austin Krell, everybody.
That is the Austin Krell. Follow him on Twitter at NBA Krell. That dude writes breakdowns on every single game. You can expect that breakdown game review as soon as the clock hits 0 over at thepaintedlines.com. We tweeted it out as well. You can find it here on YouTube. But yeah, anywhere you want. So
and I don't know who commented it on YouTube, but we appreciate a lot whoever it was who commented on YouTube that's saying, yo, shouting out thepaintedlies.com was very that was a great shout out. Listen, thank you for pointing that out to us, because I don't think any of us realized that we weren't shouting out the website at all. We were only talking about Twitters and the YouTube channel, but we do have a website that has a lot of really good information. Pretty much anything you would want to find about anything Philly sports, anything movie related, anything. Do you want to take it from here? I don't know as much about the website, but I know Chris does. So
I mean, if you love The Mandalorian, I wrote a top 10 moments of season 2 of The Mandalorian. Heavy spoiler warning on that one. If you haven't seen season 2 of The Mandalorian, do not read that article. Do not, because it goes deep into a lot of really amazing moments in season 2. But yeah, Sixers, Philly sports content, you name it, all there. Seth Curry misses a bunny at the rim.
Yeah, it took us till there was 2 minutes already gone in the first to score here.
Ben gets his own putback there, so Ben gets us off the snide here. Sixers up 2-0, 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Let's go. Kind of a sloppy game here, just as Jason kind of predicted here.
Why did Jason predict that?
My goodness, that was ugly.
Why did Jason predict a sloppy beginning?
I don't know. He just predicted for some reason this would be a sloppy game. I didn't think, at least on the Hornets side, it wasn't a sloppy game. But so far, this is the opposite. The Hornets look like the second half Sixers from Saturday night right now. They're struggling.
No, I hear you. I mean, I think it's hilarious how Joel gets so many little ticky-tack fouls like that people get on him. It's insane how he could make one little move and he gets hit a little bit and it's a foul because he's so damn big.
That was a late call, man. Got lucky there. Definitely got lucky there.
This is good though. Getting him to the line, getting him some shots at the line, helping him get the mid-range going for him early.
That's everything, man. Getting Embiid, making a living at the line is legit everything. Embiid, how many times did he get at the line last game? Only 6 times at the line on Saturday night. I'd love to see Embiid really put that number up, because that's when Embiid is getting post-ups 15 or more, and when he's getting to the line, dude, the Sixers are unbeatable. They are unbeatable. Let's get Joel to the line consistently.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I will say though with Joel last game is that it seemed like they just weren't being as aggressive trying to get him the ball in the paint. It seemed like they were trying to run some more sets a little bit, on him setting more picks and getting guys on the perimeter some run a little bit more than it had been the past few games, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually one of the keys I was going to talk about today is I think they might try to get him a little bit more involved because he wasn't as involved last game.
Okay. Man, the Charlotte Hornets cannot hit anything so far in this game. 0 for 6 from the field so far.
Slow start, but it's starting to kick up a little bit more.
All right. Good to hear. Toby for 3 from the corner. Bang. Toby hits a 3. Let's go. Let's go, Tobias Harris. Got lots of Toby comments. Man, the Toby love is real. I'm loving the Toby love.
Yeah, I mean, the first week and preseason, it was when are we trading Toby for James Harden? When is it going to happen? Is it happening this week? And now he is the player of the week hit the first week of the season. It's funny how stuff like that works, but that's something that I find so fun about the NBA at times is that there's so many stories that can go along in the NBA. It's so easy to find something to talk about, and it's just the ups and downs of the NBA. And I think that's something that Sixers fans need to understand is that there's this really nice hot streak from Toby right now, but there's going to be another streak where he starts averaging probably 15 points again. Like, I think we need to brace ourselves for that a little bit. Toby's a great player, and he's but the problem with him and what it has been since he's been a Sixer is he's not always consistent.
Yeah, Toby's, you 100% nailed it. He's definitely had his his ups and downs as a Sixer with his perimeter shooting. I mean, Jason nailed it during our pregame show. He really is a product of Seth Curry, Danny Green's defense, Ben Simmons' incredible defense and passing, finding open guys on the perimeter, open looks. The whole offense has been so improved compared to last year. Doc Rivers deserves so much credit. He's really has unlocked Tobias Harris, not only defensively, but just being more decisive with the ball, being more confident. We didn't get this feeling from Toby at all last year. I get the shooting slump point, but this seems to be. I'm not saying he's going to shoot 50+% from 3, but this Tobias Harris. This is a level of confidence we haven't seen in a while.
No, I mean, I hear you. I agree. You can see right now they're really focusing on getting Joel good looks in the paint. Like right there, he just got fouled trying to get good positioning on PJ Washington. And Washington Jr. is already coming out of the game. I believe he already has 2 fouls. So that's Joel for you. Anytime he's on, he's really able to do something good like that.
There were so many low-key elements on this Sixers team that I'm just so head over heels in love with. From Tobias Harris's underrated defense, from Seth Curry, his ball handling and passing has been absolutely terrific. Not only the shooting, but Seth Curry as a ball handler, and then the 2-man game with Joel, just crushing the pick and roll. Those two guys. You put those two next to Ben and Joel, it's been really fun to watch. It's literally 0 to midnight in terms of watching the Eagles play. And
0 to midnight?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, Danny Green with a nice drive to the basket, getting someone on his back and moving in, just getting a nice little layup.
All right, let's go. Sixers struggling shooting. Right now, both teams are shooting 5 of 20 from the field. Is that good, Justin?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Both teams are playing really well right now. A really, really good basketball game to watch. Some good basketball with how many minutes left in the game now? I think we're already through half the first quarter, and it's 10-4.
Yeah, just not at all like Saturday night's game. We got a nice little bend take to the rim there. That's what you want to see. But the Sixers offensive rating and efficiency field goal percentage, 69.6%, and then 126.3 versus the Hornets last Saturday night, which is terrific. Only one turnover from the starting lineup is kind of what you want to see from the Sixers as well. So even though it's not as efficient, we're not scoring points, at least Ben's driving and the turnovers are down. There it is.
Oh. Yeah, but Sixers Twitter and the Sixers fan base is going to find something to bitch about. They're going to be like, okay, Ben's driving now and he's taking shots, but he's missing them all. So, oh, man. Sixers basketball is funny.
That's how Sixers Twitter works, man. It is vile. It is fickle. It is toxic. I hate how divisive it is. Like I don't do well with it.
Listen, I'm aware, and that's why I always most of my posts on Twitter are about stats and things that make sense, and not like some take that just doesn't make sense and just tweeting it for no reason for clicks.
Amen. All right, Sixers starters. 4-11 from the field. They are beating the Hornets 10-4 with 6 minutes remaining. Coyle says, nice little run there. Nasty Nizzle says, aggressive Ben, loving it. Steven says, the Sixers are clearly a better team right now. Marquise says, Sixers making it easy with the layup, bigger and faster. Ryan Harrison, what's going on, man? Oh, by the way, it looks like you're confirmed for the TV series draft on the 17th. Haven't told you that yet. Ryan Harrison is we're doing you know how we do movie drafts?
Yeah.
The next one's a TV series draft where you pick TV series and you pick on which team has the best collection, like 5-6 TV shows, and you vote for which team. And it's like a bracket. Right.
Okay, and what are you saying about that?
My man Ryan, he's in it.
I see. I thought you were talking to me for a second. I was like, what am I in? I was very confused. I'm not going to lie.
This is another one of my buddies.
I see. What's up, Ryan?
Messy game. The tempo is definitely a little bit less than what we saw on Saturday night where they put up, 74 points in the first half, something like that. But here we are. The Sixers are still winning 10-4, only one turnover. And the Charlotte Hornets are shooting 1 of 9 from the floor, 0-4 from 3, and they have 1 turnover as well. Little storyline. No, never mind. I thought they had more free throws than that, but I guess not. Oh my!
What a great move just now. Yeah, did you see the Miles Bridges dunk just now?
That was nasty by Miles Bridges.
Yeah, it was. You're gonna the next play you see, you're gonna see some really good ball movement by the Sixers, and that's something that you really impresses me this year in comparison to past years. Now, past years we did pass the ball a lot, but a lot of times it wasn't like to high percentage.
Dang.
There wasn't high percentage shooters you were getting the ball to. So now you're seeing people like really have to close out on those high percentage shooters, and it makes the offense so much more dangerous.
Nice little pick and roll bucket by Gordon Hayward.
Jesus, a floater by LaMelo from behind the free throw line.
Really?
Yeah.
Pass to Danny Green for another open 3. Back of the rim. Good shot though. Good look by Ben. All day. We'll wide open 3. We'll live with that all day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God! I just saw the what is that, like a 18-foot floater? What was that? That's crazy.
No, that's what I'm saying. It looked like some of the Tyrese stuff, but even more. It had even more arc than what Tyrese was giving you.
Oh, that shot was wild. Can you imagine if Ben had that?
If who, Ben, you said?
Yeah.
Dude, if Ben had that, dude, he would be something else. Like imagine, but that's the funny thing is he has that shot, but not an actual mid-range jump shot from that spot.
Quick shout out to Shake Milton's skyhook shot from Saturday night. That was terrific, man.
Oh yeah, it was. That was like, you don't expect that either, but then you really think about it. That Shake Milton, he's only 6'5". That guy's got a 7-foot wingspan. Like it makes so much more sense when you think about it that way, where he's able to just throw an arm up and be taller than most people in that way, at least at the guard position.
There you go, Toby. Gets a bucket. Nice little floater in the lane. Sixers up 15-13. The Hornets are definitely showing some life here, seemingly since ball has been put in this game. Hornets are making some shots, getting better looks.
Chris, what's your take from what you've seen? What's your take on LaMelo Ball? Is he better? Is he better of the two Ball brothers in the league? What do you think?
I think it's yet to be determined. Shake Milton's coming in, but I wasn't the biggest LaMelo Ball fan in this draft. I wasn't a believer in his foot speed and his defense. I really like Lonzo Ball. I think he's underrated. I think he's absolutely terrific. With his shot.
I think once he added that 3-point shot at a more consistent basis, and you heard it like best from JJ Reddick, was with the Sixers for 3-4 years. Like, wait, was it 4 years or 3 years?
For who?
For JJ when he was with the Sixers.
Sixers?
Yeah,
I think it was. Jesus, 27.
I want to say 3, but I can't remember.
He's 2, but let us know if we're wrong.
Yeah, I can't remember for right now for some reason. But you hear it best from him saying that in practice, like he'll have shootouts with Lonzo, and they're actually like tough. He makes it tough on him, which is not something you would see from Lonzo when he first came in the league, and even in his first few years in the league. So seeing if his brother can get to the defensive level that Lonzo is, I think that'll make a big difference for him. But right now, I agree with you. I think Lonzo is honestly head and shoulders above his brother until we see a little bit more from LaMelo.
We have Maxey Embiid pick and roll. Love to see it. Oh my gosh, nice pass by Joel Embiid to Tobias Harris. There it is. Look, I love that extra pass, man. Let's go. That's basketball.
Here's the thing: is the extra passes like with this team can actually work. Like in years past, extra passes were then led to just someone either trying to just have a miscellaneous drive to the basket or a contested look that just didn't go in. Like now we have guys that on the second or third extra pass can actually make a jump shot from behind the arc, and it's just that's the big difference here.
Sixers call a timeout. 19-18 Sixers, 2:40 remaining. Mark says, seems like Dive upgraded his cable package. No, I'm still, at least from Justin, I'm still like a good 20, 30 seconds behind. So it's just that Justin has that like premium elite Villanova level cable package. That's what he's got.
No. No. I live near Reading, Pennsylvania, and I have cable. So that is it. It's nothing. I don't have a premium package. I just watch NBC Sports Philly on Service Electric Cable.
Don't lie. You got that triple Xfinity. I know what you got.
Definitely.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
Listen, nobody in my family watches basketball besides me. So I literally have no basketball channels. I basically have NBC Philly, and that's it. My dad's like, as long as I can watch the Eagles and as long as I can watch the Phillies, we're good.
JJ was here for our first 2 playoff runs. I'm working on a video of comparing Seth Curry and JJ Reddick. That'll be coming out this week. Keep an eye out for that. Comparing pick and roll DHO between Seth and Joel and my man JJ and Joel. Comparing those 2 guys so far. Very small sample size.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm interested to see how that pans out once the sample size gets a little bigger. I'm interested to see how consistent Seth stays. And honestly, like I think there's a strong oh my goodness. Making everything fall over. I think there's a strong possibility that Seth Curry by the end of his 3 years here could end up having more of an effect on this team than JJ Reddick did. And that says a lot considering the offense ran through JJ when he was here and a lot of times. But because Ben and Joel have had a few more years under their belts and can now really be the faces and the centerpieces of this offense, I think it's going to be really interesting what he ends up doing here.
Yeah,
and I think the gravity of having a guy that's shooting 60% on his over 60% on catch and shoot threes and like over 50% on threes in general. I think that JJ didn't even do that.
Right on.
So, and I mean, mind you, I do want to like say JJ also took more shots than he did than Seth did, and that's why I'm interested to see as the year goes on. Seth's going to get a lot of open shots. I'm interested to see what he ends up doing with them and how high of a percentage he's hitting at.
Let's go. Thunder Dude says Sixers defense needs to stop these hot Hornets. They look good. This team looks like a fringe playoff team. I've been impressed. Yeah. They're not going to be that easy of an out if the Sixers take on these guys in the playoffs. I like this Hornets team. They're young and upcoming for sure.
I'm interested to see what they look like with Cody Zeller. Because right now something they do have that normally they don't at that 5 position is Cody Zeller is not a floor spacer. And right now they're running a lot of PJ Washington at the 5. So they're a little bit more versatile on offense than they typically are, in my opinion. Just because of that, they PJ can space the floor some. So I think it'll be interesting when he comes back to see what their offense looks like.
Ooh, Tyrese Maxey.
Yo, you're legitimate. You're legit like 30 seconds behind me.
Dwight Howard is being a beast right now. Let's go, Dwight Howard. Man, cleaning it up.
Yo, did you hear me?
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, you're legit 30 seconds behind me because I just heard from your audio to the 2 minutes from and I had 1:30 on the clock when I heard that.
That's embarrassing. Tyrese Maxey for 3. Oh, in the back of the rim. Damn. Ah. Oh.
Yeah, didn't you know I can tell the future? I can tell you what happens on the next play if you want to know.
I need like a flux capacitor. Just go like ahead in time for like 30 seconds, and I'll be so much happier. Anyone got a flux capacitor?
Oh my goodness! Call up Doc. Call up Doc. We'll see what he can do.
Please let me know in the comments. I really need a DeLorean. It'd be perfect right about now.
For anybody who's lived under a rock or is really young watching this right now, that reference is from Back to the Future. Go watch all the movies. They're all good.
They're all great. Steven says, is it still Burke's Cable in Reading?
Ooh, yeah, what?
Is it Burke's Cable in Reading? Or is it Xfinity?
I mean, I have Burke's. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I just know it's Service Electric.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you. I do not live on my own. This is not my home.
Marky215 says, what's good, everybody? Let's go. Thanks for joining again, as always. Look at this defense by Tyrese Maxey, man.
Ooh, oh, damn it.
That is, oh, man. Ben and Tyrese Maxey forcing it.
Oh, come on,
Love
Dwight.
Love
Dwight tries to slam it too hard. God damn. How does that happen? Ugh.
This is true, though. Like, Ben Simmons has to be Defensive Player of the Year, right? Like, there's no question.
I mean, personally, I think so. Like, it's one of those things where I think Defensive Player of the Year a lot of times will go to a guy like Giannis or like Rudy Gobert or Joel who play in the paint and can get more blocks. So I like, here's the thing. Do they weigh more into deflections or do they weigh more into contested shots and blocks? Like, because I feel like a lot of times in the league, they weigh more towards those than they do the guard position. And mind you, Ben Simmons isn't necessarily a guard, in my opinion. He's kind of just like a point forward, like, or honestly, he's positionless. But like, you see that a lot of times. Like, you could have somebody like Marcus Smart who has so many deflections or has so many steals in the league before Ben was even doing what he's doing now, and he's never won it. I think the only reason why Ben has more of a shot is, one, because the narrative now, like the fact that he doesn't do a lot of things that a typical guy with coming down the court with the ball in his hands in this era does. Defense is like his number 2 best thing he's best at. Which is insane to think about, considering he's a top 3, in my opinion, defensive player in the league, and that's only his second best trait. Like that's in my opinion, that's second best trait. But like that's yeah, it's insane. But I do think he should be defensive player of the year. I think there's a good chance he gets it just based on the narrative. If that keeps being consistent and he keeps being consistently the number 2 rated defender in the league, I think without question he's going to be defensive player of the year.
And dude, that's what made 2001 so much fun is they won by defense. Allen Iverson was terrific, but they won by defense. You look at this current team. This team has 3 top 10 players in defensive rating.
Don't even say that. They have 5 top 20 in the league. 5.
Yep, Danny Green and Shake Milton. So like this,
and 3 of them are in the top 5.
Crazy,
insane.
So Sixers right now have 7 fast break points. It is 23-20 at the end of the first quarter. What are your guys' takes so far? Let us know in the comments section below. We'll get to some comments quick. Nasty Nizzle, Embiid is legit defensive player of the year candidate as well. Of course. Game has changed. They need to adjust for it. Agreed. When is the 5K milestone target goal? Oh, baby. Ooh. I don't know, man. I've been just so overjoyed by 3K.
Yeah. I don't think we've thought that far ahead yet.
No, I don't even know. I mean, we're averaging, for real, we're averaging probably around like 50 to 60 a day. So is anyone good at math? What would that, we're not, obviously there's going to be ebbs and flows with subscribers like that. And we're riding a big one right now. Really started since the NBA draft. Since we honestly started live streaming, there seemed to be a really positive take. And thank you everyone, especially our regulars here that are so great at joining each and every show. It's crazy. You guys are
really appreciate it. And you guys are the ones that keep us coming back and keep us motivated to come and do these live streams every game. Because, I mean, not only do we have a lot of fun doing it ourselves, me and Chris here just talking to each other, but we also have a lot of fun interacting with you guys. And that's the whole point of this. We want you guys to have a good time. And we know right now in COVID where none of us can go to the games, like we love sitting here and being able to enjoy the game with you guys just like we would be in a stadium. So we love having you guys here and we appreciate you guys coming back.
Yeah. And no one's going to big time anyone here. Like, I'm wrong all the time. So is Justin. We're just here to have time. So,
we're here to have fun.
Yep. All right.
I will say, I will say, Chris does declare himself the smartest Sixers fan ever. So just like, be aware.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Chris is very stuck up.
Cam says, am I wrong for believing that JoJo should be down on the post instead of being at the top of the key? Dude, his touches in the game, in the post, are crazy this year. He is getting touches. In fact, the Sixers are the number 1 team in general touches. The pace, the possessions per game are way up. So he's getting way more touches in the paint compared to last year. So
something I want to touch on with that as well is to me, it's like, and a lot of people consistently would have an issue with that last year and like years with Brett Brown as well, where he a lot of times would be getting the ball at the top of the key at that 3-point line area. But it's because like you see Dwight Howard. I'm looking at Dwight Howard doing it right now, and it's because it's a good spot for dribble handoffs and ball handoffs, especially when you have a guy like Joel Embiid who can then keep the ball, turn around, and hit a mid-range shot pretty easily. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing that he's there. I think a lot of times, like, you'll see Ben Simmons there just because he is such a good facilitator and he is such a good passer. And that's when you see Joel in the dunker spot area and down in the post. But I think they can interchange there, especially since Joel can hit those middies.
Yep. Steven says we're competing with Philly Mike for viewership. Doesn't Philly Mike have like 10,000 subscribers though? Like that's
I don't know who Philly Mike is.
He's a beast. Okay. Yeah, he has a great channel. Mark says 40 days. Is that true? That's crazy.
Is it actually 40 days?
I don't know.
Mark, are you a credible source, Mark? Can you please? Tell me. So what are we growing right at? What's our rate right now? You said 50 a day or something like that?
Yeah, we need Brock or Tiago here, our numbers guys, to break it all down for us. We're front lines here. By the way, Tiago will be joining our post game tonight.
Hey.
So Tiago's fantastic. My man at T Scabby on Twitter. Boom! 3-pointer. Let's go. Tyrese Maxey. He's beating Ben Simmons 2-1 on the season. There it is. All right. 40 days. That'd be insane.
I think the insane thing to me was that Austin said that Tyrese Maxey's going to be like 2 3-pointers off of Ben Simmons.
That was crazy.
Come on, Crow. You don't give Tyrese any credit.
Mad Max is having a day, especially not have a day, but I love that he made that 3-pointer. You love to see if Maxey hits that 3, man, he's gonna have a terrific season, just a terrific season. Let's go on to some more.
Ben is being very aggressive today, going into the paint. He just has to be a little bit more precise with what he's doing with the ball once he gets there. He's a little bit off tonight, and he's like 5 feet away from the rim, which shouldn't be happening as often as it has been lately, in my opinion.
There's a rumor going around that if we hit 4K, Justin will do a karaoke session during one of these live streams.
Oh, there's a rumor?
I don't know.
Listen. I didn't know that was a rumor, but I mean, if we hit, I won't be opposed to it. I mean, if we can hit 5, okay. How about this? Should we make a goal? Should we make a goal?
I'm not thinking. I literally worked until here. Joined here. I'm like kind of checked out. I'm not prepared.
Listen, I hear you. Listen, I have alcohol in me. So here's the thing. So let's think about this. What if he said 40 days? What's today?
Today is the 4th.
So let's say
March.
And that was 5K?
No, that's not March. That's like late.
That's soon. Like that's like mid February.
Oh my God, Charlotte, come on.
Okay.
Damn.
Let me find a game in mid-February. Hold on.
What song? Coyle wants to know what song you're gonna sing.
What song? Oh, that's an amazing question. I don't know.
How about we'll make it a Twitter poll or something?
Oh God. See, here's the thing though. They're gonna pick a song that I can't sing. They're gonna pick a song that I'm like, oh my God, you're trying to kill me. Or that like it's so deep that I just can't do it. Or so high that I have to like kick myself in the nuts to be able to get that high.
Charlotte's giving me problems tonight. They're giving me problems.
Yeah, if score is 36 Charlotte, 31 Philly right now. The Sixers offense is not looking amazing right now, but I think it's more that that Charlotte's offense is just killing us right now. So we'll see what it turns into. But Danny Green coming back on the floor for Tyrese Maxey right now. So we'll see. Right now on the floor, a lot of defense on the floor right now. We got Matisse Thybulle out there, Shake Milton, Danny Green, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid. Four of the guys on the floor right now are ranked in the top 20 defensively in the league for defensive rating. So, and none of them are Matisse Thybulle. So just think about that.
The Sixers shooters are hitting the back of the rim a lot tonight. You know, they're shooting well. They're just not going down.
So I have a question. So Shake has not been as consistent from 3 in the beginning of the season as you may want him to be, obviously.
Was that one?
What do you think that attributes to?
I'm sorry, what was that?
No, I said so. Shake Milton has not been as consistent around the consistent from 3 this year as we're used to at this point. So what do you think that's attributing to?
The second unit still learning to play together. I think that attributes to Doc Rivers trying to figure out what Shake's going to be on that second unit. You see him playing a lot with Ben, and him trying to figure out how to go in and out with Ben Simmons on the ball. So that's what Shake's so good at is he can impact the game on and off the ball. You look at Shake Milton, he had his best offensive rating since the season opener last game versus Charlotte. Oh, nice block by Embiid there. Love it. To Ben. Boom. Let's go. So it's been kind of a tough going since the season opener for Shake Milton. You'd love to see him get cooking a little bit, like we saw in the preseason this season opener. We haven't really seen it, but I thought he played pretty well on Saturday night versus the Hornets.
No, I can't disagree with you on that. So listen, I'm trying to find a date right now that we can make a goal for this. What's up?
Tinder's pretty good.
That's hilarious. That's so funny. Wow. Okay. Anyway, enough with Dive's dad jokes over here. So I'm gonna say we should probably have like the goal be in like the middle of February because that's when he said that was so like 5K by like the middle of February.
Okay.
Like something around there. So let's just say. See, I almost want to make it a day that we don't have a game. So maybe we can make that day like that karaoke stream we were talking about.
I love it. That'd be fun.
No, I agree.
Go to my spreadsheet.
What's up?
Go to that spreadsheet I made of all the games, and you could just.
Well, I'm looking at the Sixers schedule right now.
Okay. But there will also be Flyers games in there, so just be aware.
Oh, true. I was gonna say, is there usually games on Sundays?
Sixers?
No, Flyers.
Yeah, they're not always Sundays, but they have Sunday games. I'm gonna. Okay,
well, the 14th.
I'll be right back. All right.
I got you. All right, so basically, guys, this is my live stream now. Hello. Chris is no longer with us. He has passed. Oh man, he's come back. Gosh dang it.
There, I look better.
Hi, Chris. we were just talking about you. We were just talking about you for a little bit. All good things. All good things. No, but a date I found was like the 14th. Doesn't have a Sixers game. It's between the Phoenix game and the Utah game, so it's on when they're on the road. I just got followed. I'm going to shout him out on here on Twitter, Justin Lever 3. So if you're watching this YouTube live stream, thank you for following me on Twitter. I appreciate it. I don't know if you are, but
oh, by the way, go check us out at thepaintlines.com.
Oh yeah, do that too. Oh, and go follow us on Twitter at the Painted Lions on Twitter. I tweet out on there a good amount. Chris does as well, obviously, because Chris does I keep saying Chris. I should say Dibes because you go by Dibes more. Dibes.
No one calls me Chris.
Yeah, Chris is Chris Coyle. Dibes does like basically everything. So Dibes is posts a lot on there as well. Also go follow me on Twitter. I had a tweet that I put out today about the Sixers defensive ratings, and me and Dibes had talked about this before about how there's three of them, or there's like three Sixers in the top 10, but then now there's 5 in the top 20 and 3 Sixers that are in the top 5, which is insane defensively. And I made a tweet about that and posted it out there. So go out and check that out. And
Embiid is back.
Joel, the process. Embiid. Was that close?
Yeah, better than I can do it. That's not very good.
Is that saying much?
Nice little sequence here by the Sixers here.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see another sequence coming down the line, and his name is Seth Curry.
Love it. Who picked him for player of the game? I forget.
Me and you. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, and I was JJ Reddick when he was playing for this team was one of my favorite players.
Oh yeah.
It may be because he was a white shooter, and that's basically what I am when I play on a basketball court. But JJ Reddick JJ Reddick was one of my favorite shooters when I first started, or one of my first favorite players when I started watching basketball, because that was like the years I started really paying attention to basketball was when he was on the Sixers. And Seth Curry is really starting to become one of my favorite players to watch on this team, because he really does do everything. Like, he's not like, something I was a little concerned about him coming over was his defense, even though, like, mind you, that's not what not what we traded him for. We literally traded away a guy who's a good defender in Josh Richardson just so we can get this elite shooter, which is starting to and has looked like a very, very good trade by Daryl Morey and Elton Brand. Like that is like, and we didn't fleece them, obviously, because Josh Richardson is still playing well in what his role is for the Mavericks, but we knew what Josh Richardson was, with his like 13 to 15 points per game, shooting that like 34. I think he shot like 35% from three when he was with us, maybe even less than that. But like, we knew what he was, and we knew that he wasn't going to be a consistent enough shooter to be next to guys like Ben Simmons and Joel. And now that you see a guy like Seth Curry out on the court with them that is as consistent of a shooter as he is, it's just so refreshing seeing a guy that kind of mimics what JJ, not necessarily and what he does and how he gets his points, but by his production and the value of that gravity at the 3-point behind the 3-point arc, and the value of that high percentage look. It's just, it's just like a breath of fresh air watching him on this team, knocking. Like, we finally have that guy on. Oh, hold on. Looks like Danny Green is hurt. He hurt his right hand.
Oh, Jesus.
He's holding it and he's wincing. I don't know if he popped it out. He's kind of laughing as well. To me, I'm assuming he either jammed it or he they're showing a replay right now. Hold on.
It looks like a jam.
I still can't tell what happened. I'm assuming it's a jam, because I've had jam fingers a lot in my past, and it doesn't look like it doesn't look like a Joel Embiid injury where the finger was literally sideways.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So I think he'll probably be all right. He's probably just gonna come out for a little bit. Obviously, we'll see and let you know what we hear about it.
That hurts. That hurts me.
But like I was saying about Seth, it's just like, actually, what was I saying? Because I got very distracted by that.
Talking about Seth Curry and how impactful he is.
Yeah, and like, I think I was just saying, like Seth Curry is just, he's so fun to watch, and it's just exactly what this team needs. He doesn't need to be a good defender, and he isn't. But I'll tell you what, he's no slouch either. Like, which is something that I've been very impressed by. Like, he's not just that typical shooter that you see on a team where they have to hide him all the time. Like, he's capable of like making, like, he'll make mistakes, but no one's perfect on the defensive end, but he's definitely not a guy who's just letting people get shots on him.
What I'm not comparing these two at all as players. Like, they're completely different players. But one of my favorite all-time 76ers was Andre Miller. In the comments section, guys, if you remember Andre Miller, say what's up. But this guy was just so calm and collected with the ball in his hands, just so smooth. He was like not athletic at all. I'm sure his vertical was like nothing. He probably couldn't jump over a phone book. But the dude was just so always in control. You look at Seth Curry, like, he just plays at his own pace and is just so effective. And that's how I remember Andre Miller. Like, he would never beat you with speed or first step or quickness. He just was a efficient ball player. I don't know.
Yeah, like, and that's something you see with a few guys on the Sixers right now, in my opinion. Like, people who play at their own pace is how I like to word that, like, say that phrase. It's people like Shake Milton and Seth Curry, both guys that they have a little bit of a slower like, and both of them can change speeds, but they do it on their own pace and not just by what the defender's giving them. You know what I mean? Like, they have a plan when they're going to the rim. They have a spot they're trying to find, and a move they're trying to go to. And I think that's something you love to see with that. And it's kind of different than how Tyrese Maxey plays right now. And I think that attributes to Tyrese Maxey still being a rookie in the league. I'm excited to see how he advances on this team. Tyrese Maxey, being that he's a little bit more aggressive right now, he's not really hasn't really found all his spots yet that he's going to get on the floor with the Sixers. So I'm interested to see his growth with that.
Yep. Oh, nice pass from Shake to Ben. Ben just got stripped.
Mark Wenger, is this a good representation? Andre Miller was methodical.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, he was just. I love watching that guy play. I could watch guys like that play all day long. Like they're not flashy. They're not gonna like throw the ball like half, full court with one arm, with one hand. Like it's just
yeah.
They're just ballers.
It's not a LaMelo Ball. It's not a Seth Curry. It's a.
Yeah. You're not above the rim guys.
You're just Steph Curry.
Steady and would beat you with craftiness and heady play. I loved watching that guy play. That was fun.
The TJ McConnells of the world.
Yeah.
TJ McConnell was one of those guys. Like, if TJ McConnell doesn't become a coach, I will be so surprised. Like, if he doesn't become a coach, an NBA coach at some point in his life, I'd be so surprised. One, his dad was a coach his whole life, and his dad was his coach. But also, like TJ, watching him play when he was on the Sixers, he was just so smart. Not just like offensively as a point guard, but also defensively. And I don't know, like, and he's one of those guys that I feel like people rally around him. And no matter if he's on the court or off the court, so his energy itself, I could just see being a really good coach.
Mm-hmm. Says Andre was a really smart player, but used to get crossed over all the time. No one would mistake Andre Miller for a modern NBA player or a good defensive player ever. Nope.
So Sixers right now, 2 minutes left in the second. Sorry, I should say 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second, with the score 48 Philly, 43 Charlotte. So defensively, we definitely picked it up. The Charlotte Hornets got a few offensive fouls against us. Excuse me. And there's another one. There's a lot of offensive fouls right now for James Borrego. Wait. Who's the Charlotte's coach? Borrego, right?
I think so.
Yeah. For Borrego and the Hornets. Lots of fouls on the offensive end of the court, which has helped Philly climb back into this game. Danny Green coming back in. That's a good sign, obviously. Don't need him getting hurt just as he started to pick his game back up. And a nice and one from Seth Curry. Sorry, guys. I have a little bit of alcohol in my system, and I'm slurring my words. Seth Curry, a nice and one from him on a little mid-range shot. He just brings such a different look to this offense.
Oh yeah,
Something that and Josh Richardson, and I know, I keep comparing the two, but Josh Richardson, what was decent in the mid range, but it's just a different level when you're a shooter like Seth is.
Talk about being crafty and smart. I swear to you, I saw him pull up and just stick his leg out and just got the N1. He just a little nudge. He moved the foot a little bit just to get the foul.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with Seth too, is his shot's very balanced. He's one of those guys that kind of like Shake when he shoots. You know how you see Shake will spread his legs when he jumps up and shoots the ball to balance out his body.
Mm-hmm.
Seth kind of does a similar thing where most good shooters in the league do, where they try to balance out their body with their legs when they're in the air. And you see what?
I don't know who shot that, but I think they missed the rim by like 2 feet.
And
I don't know if it was a lob or a floater or what, but whoever it was saw Embiid's presence coming for help, and it was like nope. It just went like 2 feet away from the rim.
Something that you also see is they actually have Seth Curry on Devontae Graham right now, which kind of surprised. Oh, never mind. They're playing switch at the top with Danny Green.
Philly B says,
Wow, you got to hold on to the ball, Bismack. Come on.
Going for 63 to outdo his brother.
Yo, I saw this stat. You're going to laugh at this one. A stat that Steph Curry and Danny Green combined for 63 points yesterday. And by the way, if anybody here did not watch the Golden State Warriors game or didn't see the how many points that Steph went for yesterday, Steph Curry went for 62 points yesterday against Portland, and the joke was that Draymond only had 1 point in the whole game. Now, mind you, he played well defensively and had a decent amount of assists, but it's just funny to think of that guy's making as much money as he is. And obviously, I think a lot of the money he's getting right now is just from those championships, just paying him back for those championship wins. But, you know.
Thunder Dude says 10-point lead that quick. Since really Joel Embiid has re-entered this game in the second quarter, the Sixers have been on a tear. That's the difference.
Actually, it's a 24-7 run right now. We're about to go into half. Right now, Devontae Graham has the ball at the top of the key, shoots it over Tobias Harris's head, and ball goes off the rim. Seth Curry saves it inbounds. Danny Green dribbling the ball up, shooting a three, and it's in, yo. What a way to end the half.
Let's go.
What a way to end the half. Halftime score is 58-43, 76ers. What a shot by Danny Green right there. Listen, from a guy who basically could not make a shot for the first 3 games of the season, he has been on a tear the past 2 games. Not just listen, Philly B, let me know. Should I be a play-by-play guy in the NBA? Let me know. I'm just kidding, by the way. I do not think I'm that good at it.
Well, what a great second quarter here by the Sixers. Outscored the Hornets 35-23, led by Joel Embiid in that starting lineup in that second half of this quarter. Just an absolutely insane run there. Man,
can we talk about this for a second? So this is a kind of thing that a lot of people say about the Miami Heat. Something that the Sixers were kind of unable to did not have for a while until this year and until they had 3-point shooting was that getting back into games when you're down. Miami Heat, you can never count them out of a game because they have so much 3-point shooting around guys like Jimmy and Bam Adebayo. And that's something a lot of people would say even in the playoffs when they were against the Lakers and they were down. So do you think the Sixers can be seen in that same light now that they have so much 3-point shooting around them because they have those guys that they're capable of bringing a lead back with those 3-point shots? What do you think about that?
It starts with their defense, dude. It starts with defense. It starts with fast break points, getting turnovers, and dominating the paint. And it's as good as those shooters are. Yeah, it starts on defense, and that's
And I completely agree with you on that. I just wonder if – because, Miami obviously had – although they didn't have a lot of individually great defenders on that team, they played very good team defense. And that kept them in games or kept them close at least even when they were down. And then they had the 3-point barrages by Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, obviously. So I'm just wondering if that is kind of how the Sixers are going to look where – they have that great defense, but then if they get down and if their offense isn't looking great, they always have that chance of coming back just because of guys like Seth Curry, Danny Green, Shake Milton, Furkan Korkmaz, all the above on the outside.
So you're saying the Sixers are like the 2009 Phillies? That's what I'm gathering when they had just bang, 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 Rollins, Victorino, Ibanez, Jason Worth.
Don't forget about Pat Burrell. That
was a couple years before, but they just would mash, and they could just put up 6 runs like nothing. Man.
Yeah, no, I mean that, and I miss that. Baseball used to be so fun for me to watch when I would watch the Phillies, and it's just so hard to watch. What?
I love this comment. This is seriously one of my favorite Sixers moments of all time. When you saw Eric Snow fall asleep during a play-by-play. Literally, go to
Did he really?
Yeah, dude, it's so fun.
I'm going to watch it right now.
I was thinking, should we show some of our YouTube content during halftime?
I mean, I don't think it's a terrible idea.
If you guys
can we show my the little clips I made from last game?
Yeah, man. Let's go.
Yo, so if anybody doesn't know, this isn't necessarily like the Painted Lions content. I mean, I posted on the Painted Lions Instagram and retweeted it on the Twitter account. But I posted on my Twitter after the day after the Magic game and the day after the last Charlotte game, like a kind of a compilation video of some of the clips from the game, and I like put some music backing to it, edited the clips together. I thought it came out pretty nice. I mean, it might not be the best quality because it's all like screen recorded video, but I mean, someday maybe hopefully we can get NBA content, like legitimate video footage where I can pull from there and make some cool videos out of it. But go check that out on my Twitter if you want to. And maybe I don't know how to do that on here, but maybe we can get that on there. Also our videos, obviously.
You can share it. Go to your Twitter and share your Twitter. Share screen.
That scares me. Someone's gonna see something I don't want them to see. I'm kidding. I don't have anything weird.
All right.
Hold on.
Sixers. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just saying the Sixers are shooting 45.1% from the floor in this game compared to 39.5% for the Hornets. Sixers only 4 turnovers on the Sixers in this game. Where are we at with Ben and Joel for turnovers? 3 turnovers. Yeah. Joel Embiid has 1 turnover. Ben Simmons has 1 turnover. You'll take that any day of the week, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree.
Coyle said give us a little montage of the week during halftime.
What's up?
And if we did like a little halftime montage, it'd be a lot less work for us, right? We just
a little halftime montage. What of like the game has already had?
A little montage. I think he means like of what our content on YouTube. I could be wrong with that. If I'm wrong, let me know. Coyle.
I mean, no, that seems like what he's talking about. That would be interesting. Give me 1 second. I got to use the restroom.
Yeah. All right. Let us know in the comments section who your player of the game so far is in the first half.
Hi, I'm Nathan from Compass Fostering, and using SEMrush tools, we managed to more than double.
Thank you, ESPN advertisement. All right. The Sixers, 21, 29, 40, 46 points from the starting lineup. The leading scorer is tied between Tobias Harris and Danny Green. The starters are shooting 5 of 10 from 3. Gotta love it. All 5 starters are positives on the court. Meanwhile, the bench is being led by Dwight Howard, who, in 7 minutes, 7 points, 6 boards, really made his presence felt with putbacks and offensive boards. Dwight Howard had 4 offensive boards in the first half. That is terrific. Tyrese Maxey made a 3, his second career NBA 3-pointer. It was some sloppy play in that first quarter, but really in that second quarter, especially towards that 3-quarter mark into the second quarter, seems like the offense started to click a little bit and the defense, returned. So player of the game, guys, who do you think player of the game is? Marquise says Seth Curry. Seth Curry has 18 minutes, 6 points, plus 23, and 1 from 3-point range. What about you, Justin? Who is your Seth?
Who's my Seth Curry? Player of the game right now, I'm gonna say is Danny Green. Danny Green, honestly, just hitting his shots, playing really good defense as usual on the defensive end. But Danny Green, man, his offense is starting to kick in, and you can really see it. He's finding where he's getting his shots in the offense, and he's looking a lot more comfortable.
I mean, once Joel Embiid entered that game in that second quarter, like the Sixers just went bananas. Joel Embiid,
bananas.
The Sixers, Joel Embiid has 10 points, is a plus 21, but he only had 1 point like halfway through the second quarter and just dominated that second half of the second quarter. Tobias Harris having another strong quarter, surprise, surprise. Strong half, 11 points, plus 23 in 18 minutes, 1 of 3 from 3. Not impacting the game as much as he did on Saturday night with steals and blocks and stuff. But again, 3 turnovers from the starting lineup. You'll take that every day. Coyle says team defense is A+. Marquise says, I remember the media saying all offseason that Ben and Joel didn't get along. I don't see any problems now. Media loves drama, especially saying Carson Wentz wants to be traded, and it never ends. It never ends.
Yo, I have the one ready from the first game against Charlotte. So how do I share my screen? I'm interested to.
Do you see the
me on the same page? We must be drinking the same liquor. Huh?
Do you see on the bottom where it says share screen?
Oh yes, I do. Okay. So. How is this going to come up on the?
It'll show your Twitter. It'll show your browser tab.
My browser tab.
So go to, I think, Chrome. Are you using Chrome?
Yeah, I always use Chrome.
All right, so hit that, and I think it should say Chrome tab, and then just double click where your Twitter is. Screen sharing was canceled. Share on the button. Wait, try again. I'm
doing it now. Is it doing it?
Yep, we got it.
Got it?
Got it.
All right. Hey guys, this is my Twitter. I'm curious to know what this looks like on the screen, but I'm just gonna keep going here. So here's the video.
Tyrese.
The sky hook.
Yeah, that was nice.
So that's I'm gonna stop the screen recording. Is it gone?
Yep, you're good.
Cool. So yeah, that's something I'm messing around with a little bit right now. I may try to put one together again for after this game. It'll probably be up on my Twitter tomorrow. I usually do it in the morning of the next day because that's when there's a little bit more footage out from the night before. So yeah, it'll probably come out sometime tomorrow. So just keep a lookout for that if you want. Go follow my Twitter, or it should also be on the it'll also probably be on the Painted Lines account because I usually retweet it from there.
Philly B says Danny Green is his player of the half.
Maybe that's why he was saying we're on the same page. That makes sense.
Danny Green is 3 of 4 from 3 in the first half. Stephen Green says Ben Simmons is his player of the game in this first half. Ben has 8 points, 4 assists, 6 boards. Sort of triple-double alert going on there. We saw some really good drives to the paint from Ben Simmons here. Chris Dunn going with the coaching. Love it.
I think Ben Simmons could be on it. I think Ben Simmons could have like a major triple-double alert if there were more people hitting their shots in the beginning of the game. So he's probably not going to get it today just because people weren't hitting their shots earlier.
Yeah. And then Philly B says Tobias has finally arrived. Keith Richmond, my man, says, good evening. Listening to y'all while watching games has been great. Dude, thank you. Thank you. That is terrific.
Appreciate it, bro.
That's awesome, man. Love it. Love to hear that. It makes it all worthwhile when you hear shit like that.
Oh, definitely. I will say, though, Keith, I will not be around next week for the Wednesday or the Thursday night game, sadly. I'm going to try, but it's a severe doubt. But I will be back ASAP.
I'm still like really salty about that because I was really excited for KD versus Ben.
Oh,
We were robbed. I was really excited for that, but we're not going to get it. Howard is
Keith.
What? We get? Oh man. Thank you, Keith.
Bro. We appreciate it.
Oh man, Keith's the man. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you so much. If you have a question, we'll answer it right now. Or if you want us to plug anything or promote anything or your channel or floor is yours. Thanks, man. That's crazy. By the way, you get a free subscription to thepaintedlines.com for you. Only for you, Keith.
Jesus Christ. I said this last live stream, but I'm going to say it again. There is no subscription fee for thepaintedlines.com. So just go check that stuff out. Don't worry about the subscription fee.
It helps though. We got to give my man Austin some money for the lap dances, like.
Oh my God.
Austin's thirsty, man. It's tough to keep up with that. I'm going to get some water after that. I'll be back.
Yeah. Austin's thirsty and so is Chris. Austin's thirsty and so is Dibes, I should say. Chris is Chris Coyle. No, but thank you, Keith. Seriously, that stuff doesn't go unnoticed, and we really appreciate that. We don't get paid for any of this right now. We're still working on trying to get sponsorships and everything. So the more people that come on and view this stuff, and the more people that we get subscribed, more people that like the videos, we truly appreciate it. By the way, just a reminder, if you have not already, please like the video, please subscribe. We would really super appreciate that. And yeah. And also, if you can, if you want to help us get to that 5K goal by the middle of February, if you want to see a live stream karaoke of me, and we're gonna get Chris Coyle on this thing. I don't care. Oh, and Chris, thanks for the $2, Chris. We appreciate it. Speaking of Chris will probably be another guy coming on that karaoke with us as well.
Dude, Coyle does some mean Disney karaoke. I'm just a little teaser there. Just saying.
Disney? Yo.
Disney.
Yeah. Okay, so same. Listen. I love to sing, but I have not done it yet for the painted any bit of the Painted Lines content. So listen, if y'all want to see that, because apparently Chris really does. Chris really does. Y'all gotta go share the video if you want. Share the channel. Get people to subscribe. Tell your friends. And hopefully we can hit that 5K goal by the middle of February. We'd truly, truly appreciate it if you could do that for us. Thank you.
So we have
hold on. Sub and liked. Now new here. Let's go.
Let's go. Awesome.
What's up, Tavares? Thank you. We appreciate it.
I like this comment by first of all, Chris Dunn, are you going to live stream the USA hockey game? I'm not sure yet, although we are going to be live streaming a lot of Flyers games coming up here. Our guys over at the Flyered Up podcast are really excited to be doing that. I'll be doing that as well. When the Sixers aren't playing, I'll be watching the Flyers. So I'll definitely be hanging out with you guys for Flyers. I'm so stoked for the Flyers. So I'm not sure
I'll probably be watching as a fan with you, Chris, during those, because I don't know anything about. Oh my God, Seth Curry for another 3. I don't know anything about hockey, so I'm very interested to watch that kind of stuff. I don't know about anybody else who's watching, but I'll probably be a fan in the comments section with you guys during some streams like that.
Keith says, I've been a season ticket holder for 4 years. I've missed the live games. That's what kind of why we're doing this, man. I miss going to games and talking with fans and hearing their opinions and perspective. Go Seth, baby. Let's go, Seth Curry. I miss hearing their takes on the games and going to halftime, getting a drink and hanging out with the people. That's what this is. Kind of feels like that with everything with COVID-19, and we're kind of restricted to enjoy it. But sports to me is a social event. It is enjoying it with the people you love, your friends, all that good stuff. So hopefully it's a good season from the Sixers and we can all enjoy it and experience it together. unlike the Eagles, which was a train wreck.
No, I agree. I mean, like my thing though, I will say I have not been able to go to a lot of like Sixers games or like any games besides like baseball, just because one, either my parents don't watch it, or I just like don't really have the money to go on my own. So it's nice being able to like now sit here with all you guys and enjoy games like this. And I think to me this stuff is even more fun. We have so many people in here talking to us and just enjoying the game with us. Oh my gosh, thank you, Philly B.
Guys, thank you so much. I don't understand what's happening. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like Justin needs to sing a song. I feel like you need to sing a song.
What Disney song?
Should we put a poll or something up, or have?
I don't listen. That's you. That's you. If there's a poll that has a bunch of shit that I don't know, it's gonna be bad. So I'm gonna be honest with everyone watching this stream right now. I'm in college and I do like college like musicals and also like did that kind of stuff all growing up, and then I also been in choir and just sing on my own time a lot of times. So I sing a lot of different music, but whatever. Y'all are gonna Xmas was last week, so should I be singing Christmas music? Is that what you're saying, Steven?
I don't know, man. All right. Anyway, Sixers are up 11. Thank you, Philly B. My goodness. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Jesus. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Anyway, should we get back to the Sixers, or should we?
We can get back to the Sixers. I will say they're playing very good defense right now.
Philly B says, if you sing, I'm retracting the money.
Damn, all right, Philly B.
He must have heard you sing before.
Apparently I'm terrible. Listen, I'm looking. That is Philly B. This is not a. That is a different podcast or different stream. Me singing, so don't worry. You don't have to hear that today.
Sing "Let It Go."
I mean, Matthew.
Do not do that. Do not do that. I can't deal with that.
No, you're too busy dealing with that with your. Actually, I guess your kid's not old enough for that yet.
She will. She likes Frozen, but her attention span's like she's 16 months old. Her attention span's like
she's a year and 4 months old.
She's got a long way to go.
Dives, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. She's 16 months old. Come on.
Sing something.
Are you gonna be Dives? Are you gonna be that guy who when their kid's 40 months old, you're gonna start saying that?
What's that?
Are you gonna be the dad that when your kid is, you're not gonna say the actual like the number of years, you're gonna say your kid's like 40 months old?
No, stop it. I don't know. NWA, Express Yourself. Let's go.
NWA. Oh man, what a movie! By the way, that movie was so good. You didn't watch that movie? You should. It was good, in my opinion. And I mean, Ice Cube, his son played him, which I thought was insane. Was like awesome.
Brian from the Joe Show says, "Wait until you watch Moana 5 times a day." Dude, I already watched Moana 5 times a day. Like that is the best. That is such an underrated movie.
Dude, Dwayne Johnson's rapping is hilarious in that movie. Though.
It's great. The animation, like the music. Moana's my second favorite Disney princess.
Well, you know who wrote that score, right? The person
the guy from Hamilton.
Yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote that score, and I'm a huge Broadway fan. Just because, like I said, I've been in musicals for a long time. So Lin-Manuel Miranda is just like one of the gems of the Broadway community, and so the fact that he wrote that in itself is, you knew it was going to be good from then on, in my opinion.
I love Moana. That is a great soundtrack, great movie, great character for Moana. I love that film.
Yeah, me too. But on a basketball note,
let's get back to the Sixers.
Ben Simmons just had a really dirty block, and Tobias Harris gets fouled by Gordon Hayward on a transition. Ben Simmons, man, I don't care who. Like, if you don't think if you sit there and confidently say he's not a good basketball player, I don't think you watch basketball.
Thank you.
I really don't. Like, and it's so common that you see on Twitter, and I mean, it's less common now that like it's kind of it's less common now that it's being like backed by the numbers, just how good of a defensive player he is and just how good of a playmaker he is. Like, think about it this way. John Stockton. Yeah, like I'm sure I don't know how many people on here know John Stockton's career numbers well, but he I don't think he ever averaged over 20 points.
Stockton?
Yeah.
Oh, he had to.
I don't think he did, or at least it was close every year. Like he was around that like 18 to 19 points per game mark.
Wow, good call on that one. Yeah.
Was that right?
Yeah, his highest was 17.2.
Yeah, so like think about it like this in the sense that John Stockton was a good defender for his size and was an amazing playmaker and I would say decent defender. Like Ben Simmons, and that guy's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons has the possibility of being 2 times that player when it comes to his defense and playmaking, and scores almost basically just as many points as he does, and he doesn't even shoot the ball. And I think that needs to really be thought about. And even like Stephen Green says it here too. Magic only averaged 19 points per game. Like you don't need, and I mean, I get it that this NBA is different than that NBA, but when you have the amount of shooters and the amount of guys that complement your game around you that are going to shoot a hell of a higher percentage that you would from the outside, like it just, you don't need him to be that. And that's why you really need to think about that numbers wise. And that's where I was getting into. He's getting a little bit more credit now because people are seeing he's like top 2 in the league in assisted 3-point shots, and he's top 5 in the league in assists normally, and he's top 3 in defenders in the league, and just stuff like that you can't, like, you don't have that in a guy like, really. I don't think, can you actually compare him to anybody else in the league but besides LeBron? And obviously, I know LeBron's a completely different kind of scorer. He has a much more polished game than and a completely different role than Ben Simmons does right now in their careers. But like, he's the only guy that can do the kind of things that Ben does in the league at their size and build.
Yeah, right on. How about this? We made our predictions for the Sixers record. You guys didn't think Sixers can win 50 games. I predicted 48 games, knowing they were playing a 72-game season. If that was a real regular 84-game season, that's around the mid 50s. So that is a really strong season. So I was pretty high on them heading. Yeah.
Guess who just followed me on Twitter?
Who?
Josh Reynolds.
Oh, cool. That sounds familiar.
He's got 12K followers.
Nice. Coyle
moving up in the world.
Because Coyle says, how much fun is this team to watch? It is, man. It is
so fun.
Oh, another bucket for Seth Curry. We aren't hitting shots tonight, but it's still fun to watch. You still can tell, like, this game's in control. The Sixers are up by 14 here halfway through the third quarter. But they're even though the turnovers are down tonight, which you want to see tonight. What are they shooting tonight from the floor? They're shooting 47%, 35 from 3. Sixers have really turned it up here in really since the 6-minute mark in that second quarter through the third quarter. So if you take that as a quarter, the Sixers are dominating. It feels like defensively, especially, has gotten much better, and that is being led, of course, by your 2 stars, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid.
I think something that's important to touch on as well is that not only yes, we're up by this much right now, but we were down in this game by a little bit at one point. And I think one thing that needs to be talked about is the fact that this team, how this team can fight against adversity. Ooh, Seth Curry got up limping a little bit. I'm assuming it's just a stinger or something, but he got up limping a little bit when he hit the floor just then. He's walking it off, it looks like. But damn, sorry, I lost my train of thought. What I was gonna say is that what's nice to see about the Sixers is they're capable of fighting against that adversity of being down in the score and are able to fight back, not just by like making shots, but by playing really good defense. And you just love to see a team that can both like play well offensively, but also get it done on the defensive end. Mm-hmm. A good defensive play by Ben just now in the paint as well. No.
Oh, rimmed out by Danny Green.
I'll tell you what, Miles Bridges to me looks like he's taken a step up a little bit this year. I think having LaMelo being able to run the floor with him just looks like it makes such a difference.
Get in, Seth. You could rush it a little bit.
Yeah, that's funny because you said exactly what I was thinking when Seth took that shot. I was thinking like he rushed he had time to sit there and set his feet a little bit more than he did.
Toby almost with a tip in. Marquis says, great to be alive. Great to see the Sixers play beautiful basketball. Ooh, nice little reverse layup. Was that Terry?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was. It looked like Terry.
Tears finally seeing Sixers play good. This is the best. I mean, Sixers are the best team in the NBA, but I'm not even like even if they didn't have 5 wins on the season, it would still be like some of the best basketball we've seen in a while, especially the train wreck of last year. Like it's just night and day. It is night and day in terms of floor spacing, ball movement, possessions per game, getting Ben and Joel in better spots, Ben's defense, Seth Curry's shooting, Seth Curry's ball handling, Dwight Howard on the second unit, Shake Milton in the pick and roll, Tyrese Maxey just lighting it up with his ability to go downhill. It just goes on and on. Like I made a tweet the other day, like how likable these teams are. It was like 4 bars Sixers, most likable teams in Philly, like 4 bars Sixers and no bars Eagles.
Yeah, like, I think I saw that one.
Like this,
it's so true though. It's so true.
This team is fun.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's such a difference between the Sixers and like a team like either any team really. I mean, obviously there is excitement with the Flyers, but I don't think it's anywhere close to how the Sixers excitement is right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Dibes?
Yeah, baby. Nasty Nizzle says this team is scrappy.
I wouldn't necessarily call them scrappy. I think they're just good. like I think
they might be talking about the Hornets.
Oh, okay.
Because
then I will say the Hornets definitely are a good scrappy team.
I don't know, man. I definitely see the Hornets as a team that could upset someone in the playoffs if Rozier, Graham, Ball, like they get hot from 3. Like they've got some really interesting scores in that backcourt on the wing that I like. I do like a lot.
I mean, Graham's been struggling, and our own Jason Blevins will tell you that himself, that Graham just doesn't look like himself right now. But I agree that he's an interesting player because he has his streaks where he's shooting really well. And, what's up?
Danny Green passed to Ben Simmons, who was foot out of bounds.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that one.
What was that, man?
Yeah, Toby's having a little run all by himself right now.
Yeah. Tobias Harris is leading the team with 18 points on 27 minutes. Tied with Seth Curry with a plus 20. Toby is 2 of 4 from 3.
Is Tobias Harris the best player in the league?
Of course. Duh.
Listen.
Why do you even ask?
He was the player of the week in the Eastern Conference.
Let's go.
He was the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, and he's 3rd in defensive rating in the league, averaging – what's he averaging right now? Like 20-something?
on the season, it's like 18, but I think over the last 3 games, it's 20.
He averages 23.3 last week.
Yeah. And by the way, I made a video on Tobias Harris.
Yes, sir.
I made a video over here at the Painted Lines YouTube channel. Is Tobias Harris, would he have been an all-star this season? Because there is no all-star game, but he's playing like it. He is absolutely playing like an all-star. Like you said, Justin, 3rd in the league in defensive rating, and just his shooting, decisiveness, his ability. Last year, like he wouldn't touch the ball until like deep into the shot clock. He's more involved now. He just got his head on his shoulders better this year and just knows his role in the offense. Just night and day again. One of those guys that you can't credit Doc Rivers enough for. Just unlocking Tobias Harris is the storyline so far this season.
Yeah, and I mean, and to what you just said about how he's more involved in the offense, I don't think that has to do as much with Toby as it does to Doc. And like you said, like Brett kind of used him in that, like in Brett's offense, the power forward position was a pretty much just a standstill for 3-point shooter. Like that's what the power forward spot was in Brett's offense. So like seeing a different offense now where the forwards get a little bit more involved and they're running around more, they're getting themselves open, they're cutting to the basket more. It's just you like to see that, and that's the kind of game that Tobias thrived in when he was playing for the Clippers. And think about this, like if we're seeing the version of Tobias that was with the Clippers in his best years in the NBA, think about how much better it's going to look when he's next to guys like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, where when he was with the Clippers, he didn't have other amazing scorers with him besides maybe Lou Williams. So it's interesting to see the kind of talent he has around him now, and if he keeps this consistent play up, just how good this team can be, considering he was a fringe all-star player. He was a fringe non-all-star player in the West.
What's up, Rob? Speaking of not the exact opposite of fringe all-star player, this is my man's a superstar, and he goes by Rob Lange, the voice of the people. What's going on, Rob?
What is going on, guys? How we doing?
Whoa, your voice is like
your audio is a little wanky right now.
All right, so tell me what I got to do. This is new mic. I'm trying to figure it out as we go here.
You're too close.
Yeah, step back a little bit.
How about now?
Way better.
All right, look at that.
It's still a little grainy.
It's still a little fuzzy, but it's better.
Yeah, we're trying some new things out here.
That sounds 10 times better right now. Like
over in Sweetsboro, New Jersey, we're working on things. We're working on some things.
Rob, what's your take on the game so far, man?
Here's another situation where this game was going to be tougher, right? You play a team back to back. It's always tough to get them if you get them the first time. And I know that it's 12 right now, but the Sixers have just seemed like they were in pure, they were handling this game. Even if the score may not say that they're dominating, but I mean, I'm watching Dwight Howard's offense. He's got to have 7 offensive rebounds in this game.
Yeah, crazy.
You're watching guys, Tyrese Maxey's looking more comfortable. The ball movement, and I think we all had hoped that the ball movement would be something we were excited about. Listen, we've watched every one of this team's games for the last few years. The ball has never moved the way it moves in this offense. And this is 7 games in. This is it hasn't even – they haven't started to gel yet.
Rob, I have a question for you real quick about just specifically about the ball movement, if I may. Something I touched on is there was ball movement when Brett was here, and we were still one of the most we were still one of the teams in the league that had the most passes in most games. And do you think the reason why the ball movement looks so much better right now in Doc Rivers' offense is because of the amount of shooting they have around the court, or is it just because of Doc Rivers' offense?
Well, no, listen. The shooting is going to open up the spacing, which makes the ball movement look more fluent.
Yeah.
Makes it look like there's more opportunities. And listen, I was a big Brett Brown guy, but my issue with his offense was they would go stagnant, and you would have a lot of 4 guys standing around. So even if there were passes, it was just passing around the perimeter, trying to get Joel on the block, or in the case of Al Horford, trying to get both guys on the same block, because that was always a fun offense when 2 guys would post up literally right next to each other, and they'd have to figure it out. But this is different. There's energy. Even the guys off the ball are constantly moving. There's very few times where I see the offense standing still. And when you do that, it's tough to defend because you're a step ahead of the defense. If you're catch somebody sleeping, especially in the NBA, it's a rarity to find really good defensive players. So all in all, I think that this is stagnation is not the same in a couple of years.
Rob, slow down for a second because we have no idea what you just said. Your audio was in and out for like the last 15 seconds, and I literally don't know what you just said.
Yeah. How about now? These plugs are fickle.
I don't know, dude.
Please hold. I'll be back.
All right, sounds good. Rob's going to come back. Voice of the Beatles is going to be back in a little bit. Oh, bad pass by Toby. But, yeah, right on, Marky215. This is the Toby Show. I'm just so impressed with Tobias Harris tonight. Tobias is up to now 22 points of 10 of 16 from the floor. 16 shots. Tobias Harris, who was a lamb, last year, just yelled and yelled and yelled. Put up shots. Put up shots. Yep. This guy's leading the team in shots. So it's just, man, this is the Tobias we've been waiting to see. It's here. It has finally arrived. Tobias is back, baby.
Come on, Matisse. Got to have better IQ in that situation. But at the end of the third quarter, Philly is up 82-66. In the comment section, let us. Oh man, don't do Rob like that. Rob may be a front runner. Rob may be a front runner, but he's no little kid.
Keith says it right. Rob, your mic is due too.
Hey, Jesus. You hear me now?
It's so bad, bro. Oh my god, it's so bad.
On the mic, how's this?
Oh, way better.
Oh, so much better.
Way better.
Honestly, I have not even tested the mic. I bought it, but I haven't been able to come down and test the mic. So
it may be a setting. It may be like the how much the mic is actually taking in. I messed around with my mic a lot before I plugged it in. So you may have to go into your computer. Is there a app that comes up when you plug it into your computer?
So it didn't, but I have to look at this little manual at some point.
Oh, did you get this? Did you get this?
Yeah, I have that whole thing. I just haven't been able to hook that up.
Okay, I can help you out. I set mine up by my. Is it the Mayono AU4?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That's the exact same thing I have. So
okay.
I'll make sure you put this on it if you're gonna use it.
Yeah.
Put the pop filter on it.
That's
awesome.
what I'm gonna try and prep this thing tomorrow before the madness. I just was like, let me see if I can get this thing to work real quick, which obviously was a terrible decision.
There's a setting that'll come up just to let you know on. I don't know how to explain it, but if you go in, there's a way to make the quality even really nice and make sure you have to choose that one. That's what I had. That's what I was trying to figure out. I don't know how to explain it right now without looking at something, but
right.
Just mess around with it.
We're gonna make we'll make it work. I have confidence in myself on that one.
All right. Through 11 quarters, the Sixers have outscored the Hornets by 31 points. Let's keep it going. Let's get to 40.
Listen. Like I said, I expected this game to be a challenge tonight, and I know it's not a blowout by any stretch of the imagination, but they've really handled this game from the get-go.
Yeah.
So, outside of, I guess they were down 31-26 at one point. It was a 5-point lead but even then I'm watching and I'm going, well, yeah, Charlotte's shooting lights out from 3. I don't think this holds. And now you look, they're up, 16 points. So very
He knows you, man. He knows you. Why were you a big Brett Brown guy?
Listen, okay. Let me give you my Brett Brown piece. All right. First of all, this notion that Brett Brown did not know basketball was such a stupid notion by a stupid set of Philadelphia fans. The guy has been around basketball his entire life. He coached with Greg Popovich, and he was an I think what it comes down to is Brett Brown.
Tyrese Maxey for 3.
Oh, there we go. Brett Brown is an excellent assistant coach, but he lacked the ability to hold guys accountable and to make the in-game adjustments necessary to get this team over the hump. But you also have to take into consideration that Brett Brown was also handed one of the single worst deals in the history of NBA coaches, having to coach through the process. So here's a guy that maybe never learned how to win because the first 5 years of his career he was told, don't worry about winning. So I think Brett is better than people give him credit for. I think he knows the game more than people give him credit for, but it just wasn't going to work here.
I think also with Brett, it was like the kind of basketball he wanted to play with the team, just wasn't really set up. Part of it was that he wasn't given the best pieces to put around Ben and Joel, in my opinion. Obviously, Daryl Morey really changed that when he came in here. But I think another part of it was that even when, if you really think about it, Brett Brown's system worked a lot better when Ben and Joel had role players around them and not guys like Jimmy and Tobias. Yeah. Like when they had Dario Saric and Robert Covington in that starting lineup and JJ Reddick in that starting lineup, guys that could be more role players, take threes, drive to the basket when they needed to. That to me was when Brett was at his best. And you saw when they started making trades for guys like Jimmy and Tobias, that's when that kind of went downhill because it was hard for him to make everybody happy and make everyone get the touch, have everybody get the touches they wanted to when you have guys like Jimmy coming onto a team who wants the ball in his hands. So it was a tough, I agree with you. It was a very tough situation that Brett had to deal with when he was kind of on his way to building a team and building guys that he wanted to be around Joel and Ben. And then they kind of, it seemed like it's all of a sudden it kind of got stripped away from him.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, people forget they were a quadruple doink away from the Eastern Conference Finals with Jimmy Butler. And you're right. One of Brett's biggest issues was, and this is what I talk about with the Eagles and Jim Schwartz and Doug Peterson, is these guys are coaches that have a system that they refuse to adjust their system to fit the players they have. And Brett never had to play. I mean, the year with Jimmy Butler, it worked because you had a JJ Reddick out there. You had a guy that could knock down shots. And, the year before that with Bellinelli and Ilyasova, it looked good at times because you had these guys who could space the floor.
The one thing I will say, though, with the year that Jimmy took, basically carried us on his fucking back through a lot of playoff games at the end of the game, especially in the Toronto series. The thing I would say it's so different about that is yes, Jimmy played well for us, and yes, that year was good, and yes, we were quadruple doink away from making to the next round, but Ben was obsolete on that team, and I think that was a big thing. Is if you couldn't really have a strong, effective offense with having Ben and Jimmy on the floor. It just wasn't as effective as an offense like this is now.
I do want to redress. A couple guys are on here saying Jimmy Butler would still be here if it wasn't for Brett. It was not Brett.
No.
Okay. Jimmy Butler said it. The organization pissed him off because the organization asked JJ Reddick to kind of be his babysitter. That wasn't Brett. That was Elton and the organization. Jimmy said it on JJ Reddick's podcast. Like, I don't think he liked Brett, but I think that Jimmy would have stayed here if they didn't try and, in essence, treat him like a baby. But at the same time, as much as I wanted Jimmy to stay here, it's just the fact that Jimmy, Tobias, and Ben were never going to fit together.
Mm-hmm.
They just weren't.
And that's the point I was trying to get at. Like when you have Ben and Jimmy on the same team, the offense just it doesn't work as well as it is like now. How you see Jimmy play? Oh my God, Tyrese Maxey! Yeah. Oh!
I am excited.
Oh man.
Now, Justin.
Oh man, Malik Monk, you can fuck off with that one. God damn. Oh man, that was nice. Yo, he made Malik Monk look like a baby right there. I'm not gonna lie. 19-year-old, or how old is Maxey now? Is he 20?
He just turned 20 in November.
Yeah. Oh my Lord, that was nice.
This kid is special, man. I really like him.
Yeah, look at Coyle coming in with the nice little comments right here.
Beyond the Dunk Dome, love it, Mad Max.
Sorry, Rob, I had to interrupt, but that was a very, very nice play.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not saying that Jimmy liked Brett, but I think Jimmy would have been able to deal with it. I think he felt, Jimmy, he's Mr. You say one, he felt disrespected, and that was kind of the end of it. And
and also being that he had the opportunity to go down and play for an organization that really bled exactly what he is. I mean, everybody knows Jimmy works hard.
Yeah,
are we sure about that though?
The Jimmy works hard. Like
I think Jimmy dribbles a basketball 4 a.m. in his in his hotel room.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what he does.
But no, like I think he went down to a situation that's exactly what he wanted. Like he went down to be the centerpiece of a team that. And I think that's what he wanted here. He wanted to be that second piece around Joel Embiid, and he and Joel Embiid still have a good relationship to this day. I just don't think. I think the organization knew that they wanted Ben Simmons to be that guy that Jimmy was being for him at the time, and you can't have both those guys on the same team for a long period of time if you want Ben Simmons to grow into what he is becoming now. I mean. Realistically, we used to have Jimmy Butler. I mean, it interchanged, but a lot of times we would have Jimmy Butler covering the other team's best guy, and you can make an easy argument to say Ben Simmons has been a better defender than Jimmy Butler has been ever in his career.
Yeah, and listen, and this is the big difference. Look, Doc's strength, and Kevin Garnett has said this for years about Doc Rivers. His strength, and this I'm reading a text that someone just sent to me, was how he communicates with guys. He makes you want to work harder. He makes you want to buy into the system. That's always been his strength. That and the fact that he has built a staff that is tremendous from top to bottom. I mean, he's got a coaching staff that is so legitimate. And like I said, look, I know we're all getting excited. They're looking like they're going to be 6-1 And listen, there's going to be a lull in the season where they start to play bad and that they lose a couple games. It happens in every NBA season for every team. So I don't want people to forget this moment because this is a good basketball team, very well coached, and I think that they could be a force in the East without a doubt.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I just lost my train of thought. Damn it.
Because I talk too much. It's my bad.
No, you don't talk too much at all. You said something that I wanted to touch on, and I just cannot remember what it was. Yeah, it was this. It was actually Chris. Thank you so much for commenting that. It was that I was going to make a joke saying I don't know. Coyle said earlier in the comments that he thinks they're going 71-1. He doesn't think they're going to have a lull in their offense.
Coyle, if they go 71-1, we may get a little bit of TB12 time. Might get a little TB12 time.
I'll be right back.
Oh
man, it's pretty, man. This is another game that
we needed this, Dibes. We needed this.
This is karma. This is karma, man.
Yeah,
like the Sixers gods are paying Robin Dibes for all the shit that we've had to deal with these last 17 weeks.
Dibes, last night I didn't even watch. I watched 7 episodes of Cobra Kai to get to episode 8 or episode 9, and then I turned it on. What I saw on Twitter when Twitter erupted, when Nate Sudfeld was coming, I was like, I have to go watch. Like, I have to see this train wreck in person. And I'm watching it, and I'm going, how does this guy recover from this?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, how is this? And then he does that press conference today, and I'm like, this is unbelievable. Like, what's going to change? What's going to change?
Nothing. I don't know what I don't know what Lurie's doing. Honestly, that's scary. It's a really scary thought. And I'm just terrified that the Eagles are going to be facing mediocrity for the next 3-4 years. And it's going to be painful. My
only hope is, remember, it was that Monday press conference after the season last year where Doug Peterson said, all my assistants are coming back. And then that Tuesday they got fired. So maybe tomorrow Doug gets fired. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, man.
But that's funny because I said something similar about that. I don't remember when it was exactly, but I definitely said, like, he came out. I think I said it to my dad, but I was like, he came out and said in a press conference the other day that his job is safe and everything like that. And then, like, but he said the same thing about his coordinators last year, and obviously they were fired. And then last year, Jim Schwartz says he's leaving and then comes back. So, like,
oh, man.
It was funny. One of the best lines today on the Missinelli show, they were talking, he's going nuts about Howie Roseman's comment, not having Carson Wentz is like not having one of your fingers. It's not right. And Natalie Hagenoff goes, yeah, I'll show you a finger. It was perfect. It was so good.
Yo, Tyrese Maxey, god damn. Look, I'm not gonna say what happened. I'll wait till you guys see it. Look at this next play he has.
By the way, our man Joey D just had a great tweet. Hold on, I'm gonna watch it because this is the play.
Dude, he's tough, man. Do you know oh my God, you stole it. I was literally about to say that looked like Allen Iverson, man. That was awesome. You literally just took the words out of my mouth, Chris Dunn.
Our man Joe D said this Sixers team was constructed in a matter of days. And when you think about it, it was. It was.
We talked about that. We talked about that on the live streams too. It's I think Rob, you might have even said it. Like, he came in here and just said, "What the fuck is this shit? Like, what is this? You guys have two of the best post and drive players in the league, and you're gonna sit here and put mediocre shooters around them when I can go out there and trade for a guy like Seth Curry and Danny Green on the spot."
It was the ultimate hold my beer move by Daryl Morey. It was like, hold on, guys. Let me show you how you do this, okay? Like, I'm excited for deadline time because I feel like he's going to be like, oh, we need that? No big deal. I got you. Like, I just feel like that's the way it's going to happen.
God, could you imagine if they got Harden for, like, Matisse? and Peanuts? That'd be just.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to talk about it.
Shake is missing a lot tonight.
That's all right. That's all right.
As long as he wins 6th Man of the Year and wins me like $250, I'll be happy. Oh!
Yeah, Tyrese lobbed to Dwight. Come on, man. This is a dream. This is a dream, guys.
Oh, my God.
Dude, what was that? Was that ball?
Yeah.
Woo!
Nope, not for Shake. That guy, how many offensive rebounds does Dwight Howard have?
1,000.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, a little drive and take by Matisse. I like to see that. We need that. Anyway, Sixers carrying Embiid's back game. I don't think he was bad today at all. I thought his defense was terrific. And really, it was Embiid returning the game halfway through that second quarter that really sparked this turnaround from the Sixers. It was kind of a little bit of a sloppy game to start. But I'll even go with Embiid is definitely not the player of the game, but this was cruise control, man. And any game where Embiid plays, 25 minutes and we win by 30 points, I'm good, baby.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this is a good thing. This is a good thing that he's not.
Well, get out of here. Get that out of here.
Steve!
Delete.
Steve, you're one of
on my screen.
Steve, you are one of my favorite people, and I really want to put you in timeout for that. You're one of my favorite commenters, dude. You can't say that.
this is what I was saying. Anytime, Steven, well said. Anytime your leading scorer can give you 14 in 25 minutes, and it's all gravy, baby.
And still get a win, but get a win by 20 plus right now. Like they're dominating the basketball game now.
Yeah, and that's my big thing is like being that not to boost Steven's comment, but being that JoJo does have a history of injuries, like having him not have to do as much and not have to have such a high usage rate on this team right now, and can just be a guy that you can go to at the end of games a little more if you need him, is just going to help this team so much more. Like you look at a team like even the Bucks in years past, obviously not as much this year right now, but you look at the Bucks where Giannis has to do everything. And I mean, Chris Middleton obviously steps up a lot, but Giannis has to do a majority of the work to get that team to win a game. Right now, the Sixers' best players, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, can play off the role players. And that's not something you've seen. That's not something you see around the league a lot of times.
Hey, can someone fact check? Somebody told me today that Michael Jordan in his career had 28 triple-doubles. Obviously, he wasn't like a big triple-double guy. But Ben Simmons just had his 29th, and what is he, 25?
Yeah, but you can't compare his
I'm not comparing.
No.
My point is this. That this faction of the fan base that wants to continue to go after Ben Simmons is missing the point that he is a transcendent player. That when you're 6'10" and you could do the things he does on a basketball court, like I understand you want him to shoot more, but come on. Like stop missing this point with the guy. That's all I'm trying to say.
The Ben Simmons trade chatter has really decreased since that Magic game. It's almost non-existent now.
I'm surprised he still got Ben in there with 5 minutes to go.
He's coming out right now.
Oh, okay.
So is Dwight Howard. They just put in for
TB12
for Ben Simmons, Isaiah Joe, and for Dwight Howard, Vincent Poirier.
What? Coyle.
Bradley's boys. No,
Coyle. What the hell's happening here, Coyle? How dare they? How dare they? Look at this guy.
I mean, listen, Poirier's already at the line, so I don't know.
Poirier looks like he's got a beard that you put over your head. It's on strings. It's not real. Big tough guy, huh? You couldn't finish that dunk?
Oh, my goodness.
That's terrific.
We have a Poirier hater. Is it because he played for Boston? Is that why? Or is it just
it's because it's not Tony Bradley.
Is it just because he's not a Tar Heel?
It's because he's not Tony Bradley, baby. TB12, where is he? Coyle's right.
By the way, when he said, if anybody does not understand what Rob, the voice of the people, is saying when he says TB12, he is not talking about Tom Brady. He's talking about the great, the one and only Tony Bradley Jr., the GOAT of UNC basketball.
Tom Brady lost that name the minute TB12 showed up in Philly to play on the 76ers. There's no – get out of here with that, Tom Brady. Although you did win me money this weekend, so thank you for that.
Wait, you actually won a bet? You haven't won a bet in a while, man.
Yeah, I won that bet, but I lost the other one, so it really didn't matter at all. Yeah, no, it's been a rough sled this year. It really the Eagles sucked, and I couldn't win a bet to save my life. Like it was the worst and fantasy football was terrible for me. It was the worst football season I can remember.
Yeah, I will say I had a pretty good weekend when it came to bets. The other day with the Sixers and Charlotte game, all my bets hit, and then also I bet a good portion of money on the Bills beating the Dolphins as soon as I saw that Fitzpatrick was going to be out, and it was a pretty good bet. They kicked the shit out of the Dolphins.
Oh my God, the Dolphins just didn't even have a chance in that one.
Nope.
Oh boy.
We're getting. I think it's pretty safe to say we're getting the W here. We're going to get ready for our post game show right as the clock hits 0. Tiago is joining, so get ready for that. Yes, the legend Tiago.
So the reason I'm here.
thought so. Asshole. But anyway, make sure you let us know who your player of the game is. We're gonna do some grades. Stick around; it's gonna be fun. But anyway, thank you, everybody here. Our comment section's crazy, Rob. Man, we're just it just flows.
I love it.
The entire time.
It's awesome.
We made a lot of money today too.
Damn it! It's not TB12. It's TB11.
Yeah, I keep calling TB12 is tuberculosis, right?
I don't know. I always call, as an English teacher, I always call tuberculosis the Red Death because that's Edgar Allan Poe. The Mask of the Red Death is like a symbol of tuberculosis because he lost 4 people in his life to tuberculosis, like loved ones. Like the dude had the worst life ever. I feel so bad for the man.
Yo, Tiago's boy Isaiah Joe just took a nice charge from LaMelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would really like for the Voice of the People 3 to upload so I could send it to you, Chris. This is killing me.
It's still not uploading?
I don't know why these files are so big. I got to figure out why they're so big.
They're way too. The one you sent me was like 6 gigs. It made no sense.
This one's 2.4.
All right.
Is it because do you have like some crazy high resolution going?
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. I always could I'm in habit of doing it at its highest resolution.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But
do it at like 720. That's not bad. That's not a bad.
Yeah,
dude, I can just give you the login. You can just upload it.
Maybe we should just do it that way.
It's so much easier.
Because it literally, like, I'm sitting here like trying to email to you, and I'm like watching it just freak. What the freak, man?
Dakota Mathias has entered the ball game.
All right.
That's how you know it's a W when you see Dakota in there.
Well, I want to. Tony Bradley must just be getting a night off of rest. It must be a rest night for Tony. It's the only thing I can think of.
Poirier is just better.
No, stop it. Stop it. Listen, I almost attacked our man Brian Michael Jacobs for that because he said something about that the other night. Coyle is angry right now. Coyle is angry.
Mark, what do you guys think about this? Marquise says, I can't disrespect Tobias Harris anymore for now. He's killing it, living up to that $180 million contract.
Stop worrying about the money. Stop worrying about the money. Because the fact is, I don't know if he'll ever live up to $180 million, but he's doing exactly what you need him to do for this team.
Yep, I agree. And I think that's something I think the only thing I was concerned about going in like to this season was that if he's gonna be able to be consistent in a role, and so far you're seeing that he is, and it did worry me a bit in the beginning of the season, even though yes, like people are trying to find their spots on the offensive end, it did worry me a little bit the beginning of the season, whether or not he was going to be able to find it and whether or not he was going to be able to fit in the offense. I really did think at first that he was going to get traded eventually.
Yeah, I just listen. I know they haven't played the stiffest of competition, and they seem to be catching some breaks. Right, like we were all pumped for Thursday. Now Durant's not going to play because of close contact. Out and then there may be. Did somebody say somebody could be sitting for Denver on Saturday? I don't know.
I don't know,
but
all right.
Yeah, I don't know if I heard that right or not, but. Listen, I heard Ty Johnson say this today. Stack up the wins now because in a 72-game season, these wins are going to matter. So if these wins now, if you could go 6-1, 7-1, 8-1 to start the season, and you get the second or the third seed, and you could stay at home or the second seed, and you could have home court for the first 2 rounds, that's a good position to be in for this team. So. I understand it's not the best competition, but this is fun. This is something we all need. And, listen, Joe, I understand what you're saying, but these jerseys, he will never be taken off my wall, Joe. Okay? He will never be taken off my wall. He was the last time that I could actually say I was happy. Well, no, that's a lie, but.
What?
I was about to say, what a Super Bowl.
But no, I have seriously, because I do the show from my basement, which is like one day I would like to show you what I did to this basement. And but my wall around my TV on both sides is nothing but Super Bowl champion paraphernalia. Like I must have spent $1,100 on crap after they won. Easy. Like everything. Like I got a towel. I got
to buy Doug Peterson's book.
No. And I actually make fun of Doug Peterson's book on this episode of Voice of the People, so stay tuned for that. But I have banners and pictures and all kinds, and I literally have been sitting here saying, you know what? I'm going to take them all down and just put 2 TVs up because I don't want to look at it anymore. I don't even want to see it anymore. Like that's where I've gotten. That's how angry they've made me this year.
Yeah, the ball movement by the reserves just now was kind of crazy. A lot of extra passing.
Huh.
I was gonna say something again, and I don't remember what I'm gonna say.
That wasn't my fault. That was your fault.
I'm
Yeah,
getting my notes ready for the.
Ooh. Oh, I like that. That was pretty.
Rob.
Dakota Mathias, my new favorite.
So we're saying right now, or one of I don't remember who it was, but somebody in the comments said that we should be able to hit 5K subscribers at the rate that we are moving up right now by the middle of February.
Ooh. Can we do something special?
We already are. His name is Tiago.
What's up, guys?
That's all I cared about today. This was it.
This is too easy. We're in the too easy phase of the NBA schedule right now.
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Thank you, Tiago. You reminded me of something. I was gonna say
that's not good.
Oh, come on. Oh, I was gonna say something that's impressive with this team, and I said it prior in other live streams, is that we're stacking these wins up right now when our offense is still and our team chemistry still isn't close to complete.
Yeah.
Like we've said multiple times, these aren't the best teams that we're stacking wins on right now, but either way, like it's still encouraging to see that. And a team that still is trying to find their identity and still is trying to find their rhythm and chemistry in a lot of ways is the best team in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte is like not a bad defense. They came in as a top 10 defense in this 2-game series, and the Sixers just kind of destroyed them, man. They absolutely
What's their average points against them right now? Does anyone know that?
I don't know. I don't know if
because I mean we scored a good amount of points on them both games.
Mm-hmm. My boy Dakota Mathias. He's so good, man. He can shoot. This guy can shoot, man.
Oh, Paul Reed's getting in the game. This is Paul Reed's first run.
There you go.
As a Philadelphia 76er.
Yeah.
This is one of those two. This is the second two-way contract guy. Him and Dakota Mathias.
Dibes, who's covering the game for the Pain and Line today? Is it Jason?
Yep.
Yes.
I need Jason to ask Doc Rivers why Tony Bradley is getting no time tonight. I'm not happy, and I'm not okay with this. This is uncalled for. It's just very uncalled for.
That's amazing.
I mean, you watched him against Cleveland, right? He was atrocious.
Hey, the whole team was atrocious against Cleveland. Nobody was good.
They were like, get him out of there.
All right, I low key want the Sixers to hold them under 100 points here. Come on, man.
Well, it's not going to happen.
Ah,
I just saw Zia Joe brick another 3.
Oh boy, he's good at that. He's been very good at that.
He's been not good, man.
No, he's been good though at breaking threes.
Dakota,
he'll be fine. He's a young man. He's a young man. He'll be okay.
I have a lot of words and videos invested in Isaiah Joe.
Yo, I thought that was the funniest thing when what was it, preseason, when he did get some like decent playing time at times, and you were like, oh god, you're like, oh god.
Paul Reed.
Hey, by the way, if Nadir is out there listening to us, may your boy rest in peace, because I don't know if he's going to play again.
Who's his boy?
That's actually a really good thought. That's actually a really good thought.
Listen, eventually they're going to run out of minutes for guys, right? So if Maxey is playing at this level as a 19-year-old kid, I feel like you're going to give him more of an opportunity.
Maxey's hit 2 threes today.
Yeah.
I think the only thing is, Matisse has had nice moments, but then he's had moments where he kind of disappears. So I'm only kidding. I don't think Furkan's will disappear. Yeah, I just don't think Furkan disappears. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's a situation. But it is fun to mess with. Well, I don't want to mess with anybody. I love Eastern European players and guys that are out there. Since we have the biggest following in Eastern Europe, I love all of you as well. I will come and visit you if you would like. So just to let you know.
We love Furkan. Make them those shoes, man. Yeah. I would die to see those shoes live in person.
those shoes love the out of bounds lines. That's all. I know. They love the out of bounds line.
Yo, what a game for the Sixers. Sixers win 118-102. Like, listen, what more can you ask for from this team right now? With the fact that they're able to play well in the first 3 quarters and play well, honestly, in the first 2 quarters and then kind of coast it through at the end of the game. And in the fourth quarter, basically bring in the reserves for almost the whole quarter. And that's been consistently happening for the past 3 games.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Joel looks like he was asleep on the bench or something.
Dude, we got like 40% Joel tonight, which was good. Because it's exactly what you want to get these terrible
Tobias.
What were you about to say, Tiago? What were you about to say?
No, I was about to say something else.
I thought so.
Tobias, 10 of 16 for 22 points. Yeah.
All right, let's ready to roll, guys.
Ready to roll.
All right, wait, hold on. We need to tell them so they don't go anywhere, guys. Listen, we are about to run an intro to our post game show. So if you haven't been here before, you'll see an intro quick, and we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere.
This is how I know how to break it up when I cut it into its own show. So here we go, guys. Let's rock and roll. Post game show starting in 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to TPO Live. It is Dives, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. This is our Sixers versus Hornets post-game show. The number 1 team in the NBA, that's right. Feels so good. Took down the Charlotte Hornets tonight, 118-101. Tonight, we're going to talk about our top takeaways. We're going to talk about the player of the game and grade today's performance. Joining us today is my man, Justin. Follow him on Twitter at J_Persichetti. What's going on, Jay?
What is up, everybody? Listen, you can't ask for more when you say the Sixers right now are the best team in the Eastern Conference, best team in their division. Listen, they're best team in the NBA. You can't ask for anything much more than that. And the fact that tonight, Joel barely had to do anything, and that's something you would never see last year in the sense that Joel only had 14 points and we got a W by more than, what was it? What was the score again?
We beat the Charlotte Hornets by 15 points in game 1. Yeah. We beat them by 15 points in game 1, 16 points in game 2, total of 31 total points in 8 quarters against the Charlotte Hornets, who I think look like a scrappy fringe playoff team, and I was really impressed. Also joining us tonight is my man, Rob Lange, the voice of the people, at Philly_Madness on Twitter. What's going on, Rob?
After spending a full day of anger and irateness and wanting to punch everyone in the head, it was nice to be able to smile watching a team in this town, as this team has done for us in all but 1 game so far. Hey, I'll take it, man. It's time to move into happier times, and Sixers are helping us out with it.
They really are. 2021, baby.
You do not approve the Roseman conference. The Howie Roseman press conference.
Let's see how he does.
All right. Lastly, joining us today is the handsome one. He is Tiago. Follow him on Twitter. What's up, Tiago?
How are you guys doing? Yeah, I mean,
I love that his title is now the handsome one.
You got
my wife saw him the one day and was like, "Oh, who can? Wow!" I was like, "Yo."
We don't need to do this now. We can do that. Yeah, what I was gonna say is any win that we're one in the third quarter, and I'm thinking about what I'm gonna have for dinner tomorrow. That's a good win. So I'll take this one for sure. Absolutely.
All right, let's get into our top takeaways, guys. My top takeaway is defense. This team came into the game the number one defensive efficiency team in the league. What I wanted to see in this game compared to Saturday night, you looked at Terry Rozier putting up 35 points on 12 of 18 from the floor. What did he put up tonight? A lamb performance of 3 of 8 from the floor, 29 minutes, 12 points, nothing. The Sixers defense really started to really gel, I think, when Joel Embiid was inserted about halfway into that second quarter, and Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons just shut it down defensively. It was just an absolute dominant performance. Yes, the Hornets scored 101, but man, it was just scrubs. Third string from the Sixers in that fourth quarter. I was just absolutely impressed by that defensive performance tonight from the Sixers. Go ahead, Justin. What was one of your takeaways?
One of my takeaways was the efficiency of this game in comparison to last game. And I'm not necessarily talking about the efficiency from the field goal percentage and the 3-point percentage, because that did drop from last game. But I'm talking about turnovers. Yesterday, we turned over the ball more than 20 times, and today it was only 10. So that obviously is going to make a big difference in the game. We did shoot 34% from three, which realistically is not a terrible percentage for a team. But considering we are now used to a team shooting like 45% from three, it's a little bit of a difference. But overall, we played a little bit cleaner of a game today on the offensive end when it came to turnovers. So that's one of my biggest takeaways.
Awesome. What about you, Rob?
Well, I said it when I hopped on with you guys. When you play a team back-to-back and you win the first one, it's tough to get back up and to do it again, just 2 nights later. And I expected this game to be much more of a struggle, to be honest with you. I thought the Sixers were probably going to win, but I expected this one to be one of those tight into the fourth quarter, have to win in the last few minutes. I mean, as you guys are all saying, it's a second straight game where fourth quarter came and we're like, all right, Joe, you go rest. Right. Every starters go rest. Tyrese come in here and show everybody what a 19-year-old can do. Vincent Poirier come in and piss Rob off because you're not Tony Bradley.
Even this guy got game time. Even Paul Reed got game time.
That's what me and Doc, the next time I see him, which will be never, I'll ask him. But no, look. You're seeing a team that is not even fully comfortable with each other yet gel to the point where Joel Embiid has 14 points and they win a game by almost 20 points. Yeah. And that's special. Like, that's a thing where in years past, if Joel only scored 14 and Ben didn't have a monster game, you sat there and said, well, where are the points coming from? Tobias looks comfortable. I thought Danny Green looked much better tonight than he has shooting the ball. I thought his shot looked a little bit better early on. And for example, Seth Curry, I was in and out. I was interviewing a babysitter earlier, but it wasn't like the Seth Curry game that we've seen early on in this season. Yeah, it was atrocious. Don't get me started. Oh, man. A Zoom babysitting meeting where I literally sat there and watched my wife do all the talking. Went, sounds good.
Listen, yeah. Rob. This is a post game of the Sixers, not of your interview with your babysitter. Listen,
Justin, if you know the voice of the people, we talk about everything, anytime. That's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. But back to the Sixers, very, very impressive win. To sweep the back-to-back here. And you're going to start having some tougher opponents coming up on the schedule, so I'd like to see them, keep the momentum going.
Man, it's good times for everyone, especially Steven. My wife may be giving me game time again. Let's go. Let's go. Let the good times roll.
Jesus.
Steven's coming up large tonight. Again. What up, Tiago? Which one of your takes?
Sixers Charlotte on a Monday night, man. It gets freaky. I thought you guys all touched on it. I thought that to what Rob was saying earlier, it looked like it was one of those really tight games early. I think Hornets had about a 4-point lead early in the second quarter. And I thought that the way that the Sixers came out of the timeout with the starters, so Tobias, Danny, that whole group, and they came out after that timeout and they just poured it on to Charlotte. I mean, they ran up and down the court, played phenomenal defense. Tobias was doing his thing. Danny Green was doing his thing. And they turned like a 4-point deficit into like a 10-point lead, just like that. Yeah. And again, it's what we've been talking about. At that point in time, it was like, it's game over. That the team needs business. And, that was the start of the night. It was the starters just turning it on and, really pouring on to Charlotte in that second quarter. And I came into the game thinking about, how are the Sixers going to stop Terry Rozier? I think, Chris, you said he scored like 35 points. He was all over the place last game. And I thought Danny Green kind of announced himself into the season tonight. I thought he was phenomenal, chasing Terry Rozier off screens. If you look at the box score, he finished with only 8 shot attempts. That tells me that Danny Green was engaged. He was denying the pass. He wasn't allowed to take easy shots. And that's the Danny Green that we expect to see this season. The really good defender hits open shots. And, the shooting still is going to come with time. But I thought that tonight, Danny Green really did a phenomenal job on both ends.
I think to say with that, Danny Green, that kind of performance defensively is something that you wouldn't have seen in years past where guards would always just go off on us, especially guards like Terry Rozier. And so it is very encouraging to see something like that happen.
Yeah, I mean, the Sixers have tremendous players that can chase guys off screens, and he's just another one of them.
Yeah.
There's so much to like about this team. This is a very likable team from Ben's defense, from Joel just dominating, getting so many touches down low, from Tyrese Maxey looking like a little young Allen Iverson, to Dwight Howard's presence on and off the court, from Tobias Harris being unlocked by Doc Rivers. That is my player of the game, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Tobias Harris, since the season opener, is now 17 of 32 from 3, 53%. This guy was just named Eastern Conference Player of the Week, putting up around 22, 23 points. I've just been blown away by his offense. Most importantly, though, this guy's defense. And I've been blown away. Justin, who is your player of the game tonight?
My player of the game, and I know everyone's going to be saying Tobias Harris, but Ben Simmons looked really good today. Although he didn't look amazing when it came to getting to the rim at times. He missed a lot of easy layups. To me, the assists, the rebounds, that's what matters to me. He only had 6 assists because some people weren't hitting shots as efficiently today, but 10 rebounds on the game. He also played really well defensively today. It may not show up in the box score as much when it comes to steals because he had no steals. He had 1 block. But the amount of deflections I saw this game was what I was seeing. Very active on the ball, very active off the ball, and that's what I love seeing about the Sixers and about Ben Simmons. So I'm going to say Ben Simmons is my player of the game today.
Rob.
I mean, I just don't like going with the same guy, so I always think of an unsung hero. And I'm going to go off the bench, and I'm going to go Dwight Howard, because what I saw from Dwight Howard tonight was an offensive rebounding clinic. And,
yes,
and he kept possessions alive, and this was even when the game was close that he was doing that. And I know he's got to finish some of those dunks, but I just love the energy he brings off the bench. And I think part of it is we have been dying for that backup center to not make us basically, get so nervous when Joel Embiid goes out of the game. And to see him just dominate on the glass like that tonight, I think plays such a valuable role for this team. And it's, it kind of builds the momentum even more when you're able to do things like that. And he defends well on the other end. He's a rim protector. So your guys are probably by far more player of the games, but I'll go with Dwight Howard to be different.
To piggyback off of that real quick, when you were saying about offensive rebounds, we had 14 offensive rebounds this game. Like that's really good. And we out-rebounded them. We had 55 rebounds overall, and they had 46. So that just shows the difference that a guy like Dwight Howard makes to a team like this instead of having a guy like Al Horford as your backup center.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go to Tiago.
Yeah, so Rob, to your point, I thought Dwight did something that was really important. So, Charlotte countered that Dwight lineup by going small. And they did that last time, and they really burned the Sixers last game. And I thought tonight, his way of responding was like, listen, if you're going to go small, I'm going to attack the glass and make you guys pay inside. So that was a way to kind of put a monkey wrench in Charlotte's plan. And it worked. Like, PJ Washington can't hang with Dwight inside, period. No. And he had a bunch of open looks in the paint. So I thought it was nice to see Dwight kind of, make him pay for that. But my player of the game is, we got to start talking about Tyrese Maxey, man.
Yes.
It's like
Mad Max.
It's starting to look like, they got a real big time player, man. Maxey came into the game second in rookies in points per drive, which is a big deal because he doesn't play that much. But now you're talking about adding that shooting to his game. So he hit 2 3-pointers today. I mean, that changes the conversation entirely because now guys have to play up on him at the 3-point line, which is going to free up a ton of driving lanes for Maxey. So it's going to make his points at the rim easier. It's going to make passing off the drive easier. So him showing that range and that confidence and ability to shoot off the catch is a absolute game changer for Tyrese Maxey. And I thought that tonight he was phenomenal. He was absolutely everything that you want out of a guy who I have high hopes for. But again, only 19 years old. So absolutely a phenomenal game for Tyrese.
That steal and take to the rim, like that reminded me of just such a young Allen Iverson. That was a sexy play. All right, let's go to Tiago. My man, Tiago, how would you grade the Sixers' performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought that overall it was a solid B+. I thought defensively, again, absolutely shut down. They limited turnovers, which limited Charlotte's scoring on the other end. And offensively, it looked clunky in the beginning, but I thought they settled in. The ball movement continues to be phenomenal. They lead the league in passes, and it's showing why, and it's showing, where they're getting their shots from. So I thought overall it was a solid B+ effort.
Rob.
I'll go with an A- because I do agree. I think in the beginning it was a little clunky, but not only were they able to get over that, but then they just took total, absolute control of this thing. And as Tiago said, he could start thinking about dinner for tomorrow night because he didn't have to worry about. I mean, like, I feel like in the past couple of years, there are only a handful of games in the fourth quarter that we didn't have to worry about the outcome. It's already happened a few times this season, and that, and that's exciting to me. And that's why, look, you got a team, we were joking about it early. Daryl Morey put it together in a couple days, and they're already playing. And I understand that the competition isn't great, but you beat a Raptors team who was up big on you.
Yeah.
You beat a Washington Wizards team who's a fringe playoff team this year. This Charlotte Hornets team is scrappy. They're a scrappy group. They're a scrappy group. That's 4 of your 6 wins right there. So I got to give them an A- just because I love the continuity that's already there. And I'm just excited to see where it can go as they build even more of that same thing.
What about you, Justin?
I'm going to give him an A- for today's game. I think one thing that I gave him a B+ yesterday, and the reason why I'm giving him an A- today is they adjusted. Yesterday, they had a hard time on boards. They were letting Charlotte get a lot of offensive boards, and today it was the opposite. Yesterday, we had 45 boards rebounds. Today, we had 55. Yesterday, we had 7 offensive rebounds. Today, we had – I don't remember what it was, but today we had more than that. we played well in that area, and people still stepped up. Even though some people were missing easy shots and some people were missing looks from 3, we had other guys stepping up this game. So overall, I'm going to give him an A- for today.
I'm going to piggyback off of that. A- for me. Like, even Seth Curry had just a meager 11 points. But if you watch the game, it's so obvious how much that guy impacts the offense on the floor. It looks just a little 11 points, but he does so much more for that offense. I'm just efficient. Ball handling, I'm so impressed by the spacing he's giving Ben and Joel. He just has such a presence.
Seth Curry gives you the shooting ability of a JJ Reddick, but the athleticism that I don't want to like just from a ball handling standpoint and a driving the lane and dishing that JJ, it wasn't the strong suit of JJ Reddick. It's not a knock on him. That's just not what his strong suit was. And like you said, Dives, even when he only scores 11 points, he's impacting the game because you need to know where he is at all times. But it's not a matter of, well, we just got to guard him at the 3-point line. No, you got to guard him everywhere. And that's hard on a defense. It's really hard.
Yeah, I think this is key. This is key right here. And not obviously not talk about the Eagles 2017, but the key thing is that there's so many different people to guard right now.
That was me throwing the white towel at the Eagles.
I'm going to take it off the screen so Rob doesn't have to think about the 2017 Eagles or the Eagles at all. But I think the key here is that this team is no longer, if you stop Joel, if you stop Ben, you're losing the game. This team is a team that's capable of spreading the ball, capable of multiple people killing you offensively and defensively. And it's refreshing to see that. It's refreshing to see your star not having to be your star every game. And I think that's what makes a winning team.
Yeah, who knew that adding guys who could dribble and shoot, two fundamental basketball traits, would really help this team be amazing.
Wait, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons need guys who can ball handle and shoot around them?
Two basic fundamental skills of basketball.
What?
And I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see because to what Rob is saying, Seth can shoot, man. So you got to run right at him. And Seth, by no means, is like a dynamic ball handler, but he takes one or two little dribbles off that, and the defense is like all over the place. And guys that run everywhere, and it's open shots everywhere. So, yeah.
Yeah,
thank you, Daryl Morey, for adding dribbling and shooting to our amazing team here.
All right, let's roll on to plugs, man. Thiago, what do you want to plug tonight?
Yeah, so I wrote about Tobias. Make sure to check that out on the Painted Lines, the website. .com. Wrote about how he's processing the game much faster. So if you want to understand what that means, is make sure to check that out. And I do a weekly write-up about the NBA. So I pick one NBA topic, one Sixers topic, and if you want to understand what the college prospects are coming to this year's draft, I also pick one college prospect as well. So make sure to check that out.
Awesome. What about you, Voice of the People?
Well, after an hour of it uploading, it is now in the man Dibe's hands. Voice of the People, episode 3 is there. Okay. It is my New Year's resolution episode. It was literally filmed in a garage in Sea Isle. Okay. I was in Sea Isle City. It was on New Year's Eve night that I filmed it. I got a high noon in hand. I was actually a little drunk. And by the way, at the end of the show, if you hear something fall, I knocked over my entire high noon that was remaining. But don't worry, I finished it. I got another one. So that'll be coming out here soon. Tomorrow night, a little special episode of The Madness on a Tuesday night. Jess and I had a long discussion, and we said we have got to end the Eagles season the right way. And the right way is totally ripping into that organization for a good hour. So I do not see me and Jess being happy tomorrow. I do not see us saying, oh, well, maybe next year. No, there's going to be a lot of anger and hatred spewed for 60 to 75 minutes tomorrow night, 8:30, right here. You can catch us live. Make sure you're commenting with us. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. So that's all I got right now.
The Madness tomorrow night, 8:30. Make sure you check it out here at the Painted Lines YouTube channel. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when that show goes down. We'll also let you know if you go to that YouTube community section. We always put out our schedule. Justin, what do you want to plug?
Yeah, I mean, go follow me on Twitter at J_Persichetti. I post a lot about the NBA, NFL, MLB, you name it. I post what I want. So go on there, follow that if you'd like. Also, follow the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, like he said, like Dive said, put on post notifications. We're doing these live watch parties just about every game so far. We'll see how often it does. The more you guys like this, the more you guys want this, the more we will keep doing it. So keep coming back. Go follow the Painted Lions on Twitter and Instagram as well. I help run those accounts. So yeah, just stay active. Go follow our accounts.
Yep.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, so want to say thank you, everyone here who commented. God, we got some money tonight. The love was being spread today, and I'm just so thankful. We have so many amazing fans and people that watch the games with us. It makes the COVID-19 thing just a little bit better. So everybody, thank you. Please be sure to like. Please be sure to subscribe. Follow my man Justin at J_Persichetti. My man Rob Lange, the voice of the people at Philly_Madness. And the handsome one, Tiago at Thank you everybody for watching. Stay awesome.